All right, welcome to the season. Is my mic working? Yes. Okay, good. Season
go
one
again.
recap of Barovia Beckons. We're gonna talk about our favorite moments from season one, answer some questions, do some chat viewer questions, answer some of those maybe, as long as they're not spoilers for season two, and then we've got a special giveaway. So pay attention during the show. At some point during this recap show, a secret phrase will be mentioned, and if you join the Nerd Asylum Discord server, you can click on the Barovians role and add that role to yourself, and there is a hidden giveaway channel. And if you type in the secret phrase, you'll be entered to win some amazing prizes, including this amazing Barovia Beckons poster, as well as some Barovia Beckons t-shirts, journals. Yeah, suddenly Doug.
Suddenly Doug.
And some really awesome vampire-themed metal dice. So listen for
Gorgeous.
that secret phrase. So yeah, season one is in the bag, and
Oh boy.
My cat.
Everything is bad.
It's been fun.
Well, not everything. We're in a tavern. We're happy.
No, wait, hold on.
No, hang on.
We were happy for like 5 minutes.
I mean,
You guys were happy while you were being distracted over there taking baths and shit.
Not the word I'm looking for either.
no.
There's been backstory shit revealed. Orson is gone. Orson.
Orson. It's
Orson Welles is gone.
Orson Welles is gone. He's
We don't
missing.
know that he's missing.
I don't
He's
believe
gone.
he's gone.
Gone can be the same thing as missing. That doesn't mean he's dead. He's just gone. And Doug took him. And Doug's a werewolf.
Well,
Doug was a
maybe
werewolf.
Doug took him. Hey, Joe, did Doug take?
I thought we confirmed it was Doug.
I smelled it. It's
The
smelled
evidence
dog.
that you collected certainly pointed to a 99.9% certainty that Doug is the one that took him. Yes.
That bastard. Okay. Just.
werewolf. He doesn't know any better.
Yes, he's over 100 years old. Come the fuck
Now.
on.
Okay, so while we're speaking of Doug, I have specific questions about this man.
Okay,
Okay.
first, can we go to Finding Doug? So this is
Oh yeah, go to Finding Doug.
Finding Doug's voice. So we meet Doug in the library.
We do meet.
That's
Doug.
at 26 minutes, by the way, to the first episode.
Which I have pulled up, and I can.
And we adopted him about 1 minute later.
I mean,
I did 1 minute, 20 seconds later. I was
you
like,
adopted him.
I was like, I'm adopting him just immediately. I told myself, I was like, don't do that. Don't do the thing where you like collect up all of the NPCs for no reason and then refuse to let go of them to the point where the PM has to like kill them. But yeah, so Doug's voice changed, and I like where it's at now. Like,
What was his voice before?
well, Joe, why don't you just show us?
I can see, 'cause I'm
I don't
not-
even remember.
Roll the clip. Roll it.
Okay,
It'll be-
so you said it was at 25:45, right?
Uh,
That's what I've got pulled up
Yeah.
here.
I would have gone with Echo to help them put
is
away
it 25? No, 27, I think.
Samesies, I would feel bad.
It's 27:45.
27:45. Okay, we can skip
A
ahead.
7 looks like a 5, though.
Is your name Quasi?
Is that high enough for you to hear?
I can't hear anything.
It's much
We
better.
adopt Doug. Can we do this now? Can we just get this right out the way?
I can hear Starlat.
Adopt Doug.
Let's do this.
Adopting Doug.
There, you should be able to hear that now. Adopting Doug.
We have to- This is your mandatory game assigned NPC adoption.
Yeah, you know, it's coming, so.
His movement speed's probably like a -5, so.
Right?
Ragging on him so hard.
Yeah.
Run.
Did you come to help me put the book back?
It's slightly southern.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. If there's one thing I'm
Because
good
it's
at,
very
it's
quickly and very
inconsistent
efficiently
accents.
Putting the books back where they remember
Right.
putting
Mhm.
taking
And
books
then
off.
the final form is
It
at
takes
30
about 5
minutes
minutes
and
to
14
anything else.
seconds, where we have
Anything else?
That's enough time for me
Our-
to go
yeah.
touch stuff, right?
Yeah. 30 minutes
Other
and
than the
14
helmets in the
seconds.
room,
It's glorious days and parades.
That's
I-
true.
This is
I
a
can't
hell-
I can't get
was
over
my
how much
helmet.
just this camera makes the video so much better.
What? This was
Oh,
your
no.
helm, Doug?
It was my helmet, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing! What great stories do you
Said.
have? We should go get some ale after this. Come, let's finish.
Evan, I don't think
Oh.
it's protected.
So yeah, that's Doug.
Okay.
Ah, Doug.
So I question
There you go.
episode
Yeah?
1 questions about Doug. So Doug was down in the secret place underneath the room.
Yes, the
Was
basement
he
under
there because that night was a full moon?
That night was a full moon, yes.
Oh, nice.
And
catch.
you saw him in that room kind of rocking back and forth,
Back
and then
and
when you
forth.
went back into the room, he was gone.
Yes.
And you
So-
did notice in that room there were a bunch of mist on the floor.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So
And
did he turn into a werewolf?
did he turn into the mist?
Did he?
At that point, he returned to Barovia, yes.
Okay.
Oh, he got bipped into Barovia. Cool.
So
Interesting.
here's my well, that just brings up a whole bunch of more questions. Okay, so if that's the case, do bats just appear when people poof back into Barovia?
who did we
So-
release out into the world?
Because there were 3 bats after that.
Yes, and Ivan spent a lot of time catching those bats and releasing them outside. And they did come from Barovia.
Those poor bats. They're an invasive species now.
Okay, like they're probably like vampire bats. Oh god.
Yep.
But yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Oh.
What if they're
Oops.
Strahd's brides?
Oops.
Or as we like to call him, they're his broads.
His Strahd's broads.
That's broads?
Is that going on a shirt now too?
Sure.
Yes, please. We haven't even met any of them yet, and now we're insulting his wives. Hide your kids, hide your wives.
How'd your kids? How'd you? I do love the brides though. They're very
Okay.
fun if they do ever come up.
So, but okay, interesting. So, but
that
then Doug,
implies that he just has the ability to just go boop,
yeah, he
or
keeps
someone
coming
has
back.
the ability to boop him.
I wonder if is Mary the one that has the ability to boop him?
Because
If-
we never found Mary.
If you recall, in the latest episode, or the episode before the latest episode, I can't remember which episode it was, she did mention that someone in Barovia has the ability to travel through the mists.
Vistani do.
Some of the Vistani, yes.
Bro,
So
we gotta
Doug-
go to that island.
Doug just
Yeah,
has that
yeah, I
ability
agree.
too. Then maybe.
Unless it might be if he's actually got Vistani blood, or it might just be that he's buddy with a Vistani, or Mary's a Vistani.
I don't think Mary's a Vistani.
I
Mary
mean,
has a
she
lot
could
of
be
shit.
anything at this point.
Mary has
Oh,
a lot of shit going on.
She does have a
um,
lot of shit going on, bro.
So
Yes, my beard is gray. Thank you for pointing that out.
Boom!
can you feel the love tonight?
Kids do not hold back.
No,
Okay,
they don't.
well that cleared up
Savage.
that question.
What?
Okay. So okay. Yeah, I'm very confused still. So cool. I found out that the bats do come when people get booped back to Barovia.
Either that, or the bats are the ones that booped him.
Oh fuck, listen, we got booped to Barovia.
Yeah, we got
They're
booped
probably-
to Barovia through the mists.
Bats. Batty bats.
We're not bats.
No, I'm just saying that the batty bats show up when you get booped back. And if there's
You're-
3 per person, that is
No.
so many bats.
It's just when it's like a leftover, like the dregs of the magic. Whenever you cast that spell, it just leaves behind 3 bats per person.
We had an owlbear and puppies with us when that happened.
A lot of
There were
bats.
so many
Oh my
bats.
god.
It's a lot of bats.
yeah.
Okay, Oh,
For those of you who are aware of the Strahd module, have run through it or read through the module and have ran it as a DM, you'll notice that perhaps there are multiple hooks that I used to bring them to Barovia.
We got our fortunes told before we ended up in Barovia, which is not typical. Typically, groups will get their fortunes told after they get to Barovia and run into. Actually, honestly, we're going backwards. We're going ass backwards through Barovia. Typically, you
okay
end up
with
on the
this.
opposite side of the map in the village of Barovia.
outside of Ravenloft?
Yeah, right in the shadow of Ravenloft.
Fun.
So either you
Damn.
go to Barovia, do some shit, and then get your fortune read, or the way I ran my home group, because I'm also running this game at home. I had them brought to Barovia by Vistani, had their fortunes read, and then ended up in Barovia, the village Barovia. So, but they did get their fortunes read once they were already in Barovia.
Okay. So,
So,
I have other questions from episode 1. I have so many questions. So, the teen that was following us to the temple to get the book, was he eaten by a werewolf?
Oh.
Was he eaten by Mary?
oh wait, weren't there like claw marks and shit?
There was
And like
blood.
the whole place was torn apart?
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Uh-huh.
I
don't
should
know
have
if
taken
Ivan
that broom.
told us. The broom would have the broom.
The
broom
broom,
Oh, God.
the broom that I broke by.
You just go bonk. You just touched it and it fell over.
The
Here,
teen's
I didn't
dead,
know.
right? Like,
That kid
we
died.
led him to his death.
There was evidence that he had passed.
Was
There
he
was a
eaten-
struggle.
There was
he
a struggle. There was indeed a struggle. And there was
Did he
lots of
get
evidence
hung
left
nom-nommed?
behind.
eaten by
But you
a
did not
werewolf?
find a body.
You're
No, we
right.
didn't.
Was he eaten whole?
So either he has been eaten or he's gonna wake up to a very bad surprise.
We left a werewolf in
Not that
Faerun.
it fucking matters because we're not there anymore. However, if we ever do get to go back, by the time we get back, I think a whole 5 minutes will have passed. Because time is fucked, yo.
No,
And how long
no.
did it take you between when you were in Mulhessen, where you started, to get to Barovia,
Couple of days.
in between finding the evidence? So, because we've
Yes.
established that a lot time passes differently in Barovia, I don't want to give anything away, because Season 2 might have something involved with that.
Jesus.
But, being that you didn't find a body, and being that it's been a while before you went into Barovia, that teenager could have aged differently.
Oh, he may be in Barovia.
He may be in Burrow. He probably is. Oh fuck, we're gonna run into him in the werewolf cave.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking just now. I was like, oh man.
He's gonna
Well-
be in the fighting pits because that guy's an asshole.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Didn't that
fuck
kid
that
have-
guy.
He's on my shit list.
Didn't that kid have red hair?
Yes.
Yes.
he did. He was a ginger. Fuck.
What if he's Ivan?
What?
Ivan 2.
No.
It would explain all the children.
How does it explain all the children?
But
Puppies.
Horny
You,
You wanna
you
say
gotta
hi?
get
Say
him.
hi.
Yeah, you have to get him neutered, man, or spayed.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Spay and neuter your pets.
So was Mary always supposed to be underworld?
not in the first episode.
She was just supposed to be
I know she had.
She was gonna be a
Nice.
vampire from episode 1, but
Mhm.
as we started developing more of the backstory stuff, I saw some opportunities that I decided to go down an avenue, and I had to kind of find a way to retcon what I had said in episode 1. So that was the established retcon that I went with
I dig it.
to
I
work
dig it.
with the story.
Well, that answers my question because it said, "What come first, vampire or werewolf?" Mary?
Which came first?
Certainly Vampire Mary. I had
Yeah.
every intention of making her just strictly a vampire.
Yeah.
And she had a different reason for bringing you originally than...
Ooh. What was that reason? Can we know?
Shakedown.
Or
Um,
will it come up again? Do you think?
I don't think it will.
Okay.
And if it does, then I can always, change it.
We'll
in the future
forget.
anyway.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll forget.
I never
We'll-
forget.
It's fine.
We'll rewatch this.
We
and
have
be
a
like,
Kenku who can mimic back what I've already said, so
I mean, you're not wrong.
My pencil is ready.
Originally, the idea was that she was the one of Strahd's broads. And she was bringing you because you all had connections to you left Barovia, and as you know, souls are not supposed to leave, so she was sent out to
Just
retrieve
bring us
you
back.
and bring you back.
Okay.
And then I realized that Kenku Echo doesn't. I mean, I kind of had to manufacture a different connection to Barovia
I wasn't actually from
because
Barovia.
you weren't from Barovia.
Interesting.
Unless I'm not what I think I am, but that doesn't make any sense.
Maybe you're not a Kinku.
Yeah, maybe
It's
we
been a
put into
major
Kenku
illusion, a
body.
polymorph. There you go. It's been a polymorph this entire time.
Reincarnation spell.
Okay. So speaking of people who probably got eaten by a werewolf,
That's a hell of a transition.
did the 2 halflings that we got kicked out of there?
On my notes for episode 1, I was like, we paid 25. I paid
25 gold.
for a room, and fuck them halflings.
Yeah,
Echo still has your
God.
gold, dude.
2 fucking king size bed they did not need.
yes, but did
Ridiculous.
they get eaten by Mary?
I don't think Mary's the one we had to worry about.
No.
Did they get eaten by Doug?
No, they were very angry that they got kicked out on their honeymoon from the hotel that they had booked a year in advance, but
Oops, again, Ivan.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
but they just
don't
went
tell
home
Echo.
and
Aw.
everything's fine. They are still
Oh, so they're not
alive.
dead. Okay,
No.
good.
No, there are some bright points in Curse of Strahd, and that's one of them.
That's
That's because
wonderful.
it happened in Faerun and not Barovia.
That's
Okay.
all there is on the back of this. Was just fuck them halflings.
Fuck them halflings.
Fuck them halflings.
If you all make it out of Barovia, you might meet up with them later. I don't know.
And apologize?
No, we're gonna fight.
listen. We would have had seen some shit by then, and none of the group would remember what they did at that point because we're all like scarred, beaten,
Who are you?
and
Like,
broken.
who are you? What?
Yeah.
They're gonna be
You
our
did
next
what?
big bad guy. These 2 halflings that got kicked out of their room.
We fight our way through Castle Ravenloft. We defeat Strahd. Like, ah, yes, sweet relief. We did it. And then the 2 halflings walk out like, sup, bitches?
We're like, who the fuck are you?
You,
It's,
yeah.
the whole, it's the whole.
You took everything from me. I don't even know
I
who
don't
you
even know
are.
who you are.
Oh god,
my
that's so
God.
sad too, though. Because you'll just be like, what?
Yeah, we've seen some shit. I don't know who you are.
You took our hotel room. It sounds like something we would do. I'm not gonna deny
When?
that, but
2 days ago. 2 days
days
ago.
we were like literally like this high and like freaking vampire
Undead
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. We had a bunch of like corpses around. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh.
Oh, hello, Cat's dad.
Cat's
That's
dad.
dad.
that's my adopted dad.
Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Yes, hello everybody
If
at
you
Kai's
guys,
house.
if you guys have questions about what up, we will answer them as well. I am looking at the chat. I'm making sure that we get any questions that anybody has going. This fucking amulet thing that I could have sworn was an amulet of Ioun now is a holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
Mhm.
Is that a mistake? Did it change when I get to Barovia?
I don't remember watching the first. When did you get that?
No,
in
no,
the
no.
second
So
or third
She
episode?
said, Mary said something about it came from the
Huh.
temple or came from the city of Ioun or something like that.
Yeah, it was a amulet of Ioun in episode 1.
And then we found out that it belonged to Ione, and I assume that she then gave it to Sergei.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how
Right. I think the confusion was from you associated the god Ione
Ione.
with
Ione,
the
yeah.
character that had the amulet
Okay,
and gave it
well,
away.
I think the reason I also associated with that is because we were in the Temple of Ione in
Were we?
yes, in
You were in a
Mulhusson.
Temple of Ione in Mulhusson.
Yes.
Oh.
So I think that's another reason why I was like, what?
So
What?
here's
But
a
yeah.
confession. Again, in episode 1 and episode 2, I wasn't fully aware of your note-taking capabilities. And some of the throwaway information that I just was like, here's this. I had to go back and be like, oh, well, they were listening to that, and that matters. So now I have to kind of come up with a reason for this. So the fact that Ione was a person that gave it to Sergei was kind of a way of me like, that was a red herring. I didn't really do that.
Justification.
Yeah.
So Fallen King 13 just
What?
asked a question
Oh.
in the chat. Do you guys feel bad about killing Mary's kids? Yes. We feel
Multiple. Oh yeah, I guess.
fucking no. Okay,
No.
so
It wasn't multiple
Strahd-
kids. She
wasn't
had fed
multiple
those
kids.
other kids to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make a correction. Kai, that was you. You did this.
Yeah, you killed the
children.
children in the cages that Mary
not-
was trying.
Yeah,
But
but not
we-
her actual child.
No,
Yes,
and we
that-
do feel bad about killing
Yeah.
that child. We
Yeah.
didn't know. We were just like, oh fuck, here's a vampire baby.
Yeah, I'm over here like, oh shit, this is a fucking vampire spawn. We need to get this thing out of here before it eats
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just more like, dude, if they're supposed to like live for forever, and he's just gonna be down here for forever without his mother or any, like, I just
If he's
mercy
already
kill that
starving
thing.
and he's not being fed, like
Yeah,
it's
like,
it's
yeah.
just gonna
Kill
sit
it.
here being maddened by
We
hunger.
also
Yeah.
thought that Mary was dead at that
Yeah,
point.
we also
So it
thought
was
Mary
like
was dead.
solid favor.
I have some werewolf puppies of my own going a bit crazy back here, so.
It's just Mary. Mary.
Oh, my baby!
Did you mean for us to have a
Mary, yeah, like,
owlbear
I can
for
guarantee
so
you,
long?
no.
as a DM personally, I'm like, no pets, no, just no, right? And then as a player, I'm like, oh, I want that, but I'm not gonna, because I have all these other NPCs I have to
Well,
feed
exactly. Yeah. Well, and like as a player, I know how annoying it can be as a DM to have to keep track of the extra NPCs and be like, oh, so and so's doing this over here. Which the rest of Curse of Strahd is kind of bad about too, about giving you these extra NPCs to follow you around. And if you
Yeah.
already have a big group, it gets kind of annoying. But like, I didn't expect. I kind of hoped we wouldn't adopt Barry, and then it just happened, and he was kind
now.
of.
It just happened. It just
A
happened.
baby.
It was not an intentional thing, but what are you gonna do?
I can pretty much answer all those questions right now by if you have to preface the question with "Did you mean?" The answer is no.
Oh, Barry, man.
Oh, Barry.
How is that managing Barry for you?
It wasn't that bad actually.
We just kept leaving him.
I
were
didn't
like,
really pay
"Babysit our
attention
son."
to like he fed himself. He just caused damage and wreaked havoc and ran around. He was a cute little NPC to kind of come back to and.
That one time I almost killed Barry.
That one time Barry and Echo got caught in a loop. Whoo.
I don't even
Well, we're
know.
all
Do
trying
owl
to
bears say
sleep.
who or do they roar like a bear? I don't even know.
Both.
They have the owl face, so I'd assume the vocal cords are owl.
I think I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I know too much.
Here's
about
another really good question. Did anything in particular give you the idea for the personalities for your characters? This is by Sabe. I'm sorry if I said your username wrong. I apologize. I'm terrible at it. I'm not the person that should be reading questions. But yeah, was there anything in particular that give you the idea for personalities for your characters?
I feel like I shouldn't be answering this.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Sorry.
I can start. I can answer. Like,
Yeah.
Actually, my thing for Echo was that I was trying to keep Echo from being too similar to other characters, because from the get-go, I was like, okay, this is an animal character whose name is OO, who lost their mother, fuck, this is turning into Oslo. Fuck. So my thing was to keep Echo from being like Oslo. Therefore, Echo's a lot more innocent, trying to be helpful, neutral, good, rather than chaotic, neutral. While Oslo is being a little shit over here, Echo is just like, I want books. I want things.
Yes.
I want to help.
You might specify for those who don't know that Oslo is your character for Lawful Stupid Podcast.
Yes, that is my rogue gunslinger kobold. So you can see how she would be a little shit.
She is a little shit, but I love her so much.
She's a great little shit. I love her.
So the thing is I had a hard time coming up with this character. I knew certain things that I wanted about her. I wanted her to be a shadow sorcerer, and if you don't know what shadow sorcerer is, they're touched by Winterfell.
Shadowfell.
That's thank you.
Same thing.
Yeah, they're touched by Shadowfell, and that could mean basically anything. So with that in mind, I was kind of like, okay, and I went, Joe, how do you feel about a character with amnesia? And he goes, that's fine. It just can't be this episode is when her amnesia has started, and it wasn't. So like Shiloh has moments that she remembers in her past, not of her village or anything like that. It was just trying to recover from what happened. And yeah, I like tieflings, so always a tiefling.
And that's the hard thing about her having amnesia, is that like she doesn't know who she was before, so she's kind of forming this new personality.
Yeah, exactly, which is a lot of fun when it comes to interacting with other characters too, because I don't really think about how she would react, because anything she does is new, basically.
Fair.
Which is why we have the weird flirting between Shiloh and Ivan.
Blush.
Yell! You're ready! Here's a flower! Do something too! Here's a flower!
That I automatically stole your gift back, like not even the next episode.
Not even that night, I guess, technically.
Oh, that was such a long
It
day.
was the longest day in the game.
So what about you, Kat? What inspired you for Ivan?
So I have always wanted to play a beefed up elf, because I just think that that's a weird combination that you just don't see that often.
I love it though.
And I loosely based it off another character I'd played named Philo. So kind of that, like, I'm just trying to be helpful and be a good boy kind of thing. And I love the show Vikings. It is really hard to get that Scandinavian accent. Like, I just can't. They're so soft-spoken, and I am Puerto Rican and absolutely not soft-spoken, as you guys can tell through the camera.
So, accents are hard.
Accents are hard.
hard.
They're very hard. And but yeah, I really like the idea of just like having a language barrier. So I kind of tried to hone that in as well. It's like, I'm smarter in my language.
Huh.
I promise.
I love it.
I wanted a family that has like, I wanted a family that was like just a character that has, I've been trying this for three freaking different campaigns at this point, and it never works out. Having a character who's just well developed, like, I have a family and my family loves me, and like we do family shit and like everything's cool. Like, I don't have major trauma. Like,
Well, guess what? You just developed major trauma.
yeah, exactly. So it happens.
It happens to you. If you don't set it up at the beginning, it will happen to you.
It will happen to you.
Yep.
Yes, you will have everything that you love ripped away, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, I will say, and this is not spoilery, but your adopted family, Ivan, is in Faerun, not in Barovia, so your family that you grew up with is still safe.
Good, Good.
But your original family and the fact that you might or
I'm
may not be in a dead
concerned.
baby.
You are in a dead baby.
I
It's
am in
fine.
a dead baby. I have questions about, like, Ivan's got some serious, like...
Sabre Bay, I guess. I don't know. So I said I legitimately thought that Shiloh and Ivan were dating.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's what I just said. They are not yet.
You wouldn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Plenty of happy people go on adventures. What are you
That's not
talking
true.
about?
Okay.
I would go on an adventure.
Bilbo Baggins was plenty happy.
Yeah, he
He
did
didn't
not
want to go.
And then he was like, nah, fuck it.
That's fair
He
enough
wasn't
point.
happy enough.
They barged into his house and made him go.
And blunted his knives. I mean, it was almost like a revenge kind of adventure, because at first Bilbo was not very good at his job, which is fine, because nobody's good at level 1.
Right.
In the chat again, we have things. It says, Doug, what is your favorite? Oh, I think they mean Joe. What is your favorite thing about running Strahd so far? And do you have a favorite NPC that isn't Doug?
My players are really enthusiastic, and they come to the table with ideas, which... Because you can sit down and you can read through the book, and you can run it however, the book says, and have the random encounters. But when you have a group that's enthusiastic as this, and they bring ideas to the table, and they say, this is how I want to pursue this module, it just makes it so much more fun and different than running a module. It's like running a module with a roadmap, and you have these options, but you can also get with your group and change things up, and it gives you the freedom to surprise them and have things in store for them that aren't usual. And it gives you that taste of running a module but also doing homebrew, but you're kind of like, I don't know. I think the best thing about running this module is the group that I'm playing with, that I'm DMing for.
I definitely find that some of the best points in DMing are points that you don't even come up with, that the players just took and ran with. It's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I love this game. Honestly, it's one of the it's one that I look forward to all the time.
Yeah, my week runs around. It's a Straturday. You wake up in the morning, you're like,
Straturday.
Like, we're all in the chat like, it's Straturday.
It's one of those things that I'm kind of like, oh, it sucks that we're taking next week off, but we have reasons, and it's fine, because we'll be coming back and we'll be
aggressively ready to play.
Yes, aggressively ready. We'll figure out we'll also have this time where we can figure out where we want to go, because we did not make a choice last time. We just kind of chilled and we're like,
it was a long day.
Oh my god.
We finally got a fucking long rest.
Yeah. It was horribly long.
Did we get a long rest?
Yes, because I had a dream.
That was where we ended, was Shiloh's dream.
Yeah, which she will wake up and fall out of bed from, so it's fine.
We've been playing 13 episodes, and then this review, so this is 14.
Yeah.
And I think in game it's only been 2-3 days.
Something.
It's only been like 2 days in Barovia, 2 or 3 days in Barovia, and before that was about 1 or 2 days in Faerun. Yeah. We've only known each other for 5 days, y'all. The past 4 episodes were the same day.
Yeah,
holy
it's
fuck.
Insane. We were aggressively flirting on those 5 days. My favorite part, and I should have written down the timestamp, but I forgot, was Ivan picking up Shiloh to shake her to get her memories back, and then turning her upside down and doing that again. And Shiloh wears a dress, so she's just like, nope, put me down, Ivan.
Just wear pants.
I actually have that.
To get her pants.
it. Hence,
I
we will go
I do.
visit the tailor in Kresik.
Yeah.
No, but I have that written down as something that Echo has heard is Shiloh yelling, "Ivan, put me down!"
My favorite is at the tree where he's just like,
Yeah, that too.
I just do.
That's definitely one of my favorite things so far as I can just like, because I'm like taking down certain things so that I can remember to be able to say them.
Yeah.
There's some great fucking quotes. There's some great quotes. I've seen some shit. I just do what I'm told.
Yeah.
Fucking beans.
Fucking beans.
Fallen King 13 also has said, Doug, anything fun planned for season 2? I feel like this whole thing. I feel like they're just calling you Doug. It's Joe, guys. Come on,
it's just
Joe.
Doug
You
now.
can't. Yeah, you just
It's just Doug.
It's okay. I can take on a persona.
I'm sure that
Do the entire episode in Doug.
I'm sure that Joe cannot say anything about season 2 because there's a bunch of spoilers.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I can
spoilers.
actually say some things about season 2, and this is the first that some people will have heard of this. So we do have a lot of really fun things in line for season 2. Season 2 is slated to go from not next week, but the following week, which is September 3rd, through December. We will be off for Thanksgiving, and we will be off for Labor Day weekend, and we'll be off. Well, no, not Labor Day weekend because that's Mondays.
No.
Sorry. We'll be off for Thanksgiving, and we'll be off for like the Christmas times. But the next 3 months is going to be season 2. We have a new character coming in. I can't say a whole lot about that character, but tune in 2 weeks to find out. So we have a new player joining us for a new character intro, and without railroading direction, Shiloh is going to have the opportunity to learn more about missing memories at that point.
I have been bugging this player, but I also told them not to tell me anything. So I'm just like, I want to know, but don't tell me. I'm that friend. I'm just like, secrets.
I mean, depending on where they decide to go in the next season, how far they get away from Kresik, there could also be a lot of development on the players' backstories as well. It's all kind of laid out in front of them at this point, so it's
much to do.
Really kind of up to where they go.
So little time.
But a lot of really cool stuff. And Strahd is always an ever-present and can be summoned at any time for a simple $75 donation to the kids. So, Strahd could come in and kill off other NPCs
elbow him in the fucking face. Now
Have
that
fun with that.
Now that I am so strong, the strongest girl, I can now carry Ivan and run.
And I do have plans
okay with that.
to kind of give you a little bit more about the voice.
What voice?
The singing voice.
The singing voice.
Oh, the singing voice. Good. There's a lot of voices.
There's a lot going on.
There are a lot of voices.
On the note of Strahd, that was one of my favorite moments, was when we were in that weird farmhouse thing and he knocked at the door and asked if he could come in, and it was like,
Ivan almost said yes. He's like, yeah.
No.
That would have been a totally different encounter.
Yeah, of course you can come in. Why would you ask if the door's open?
I will not lie. That whole farmhouse thing, the scarecrows, Shiloh
Creepers
freaking
is my
out.
least favorite movie.
Oh,
guys. It was fucked.
It was beautiful. You did such
Very
a
well done.
great job in making it terrifying. And us as players are like, we're not okay. And Joe's like, are you
just
actually
wait.
not okay? And we're like, no, we're
It's a good, not okay. Yeah.
But this is not okay.
Oh my gosh.
It goes.
That was good.
You do a very good job of us going from la da 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 to just clicking us off.
Oh my god!
Immediately.
The downstairs in the tunnels, dungeons, and we were dealing with the creepy kids.
Yeah,
that was
complete mood shift immediately.
My heart legit was pounding. I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen next?
That's because children are creepy.
Children are
Yeah.
creepy because it's
Yeah.
like, ugh, I want to hit a child.
We have another question.
All right.
Do you plan on adding any more donation choices to it, like magical trinkets or more powerful healing potions as they level up more?
The healing potions will kind of level up with them as they go, because we don't want you to donate and then they have a little 2d4 at 20th level, you know. We do currently have a list of magical trinkets that you can donate and legendary items. They are limited in quantity because I don't want them to have 500 legendary items.
It's like, no, we're too dumb. He's gonna give us all like a lot of weird
I have
stuff.
Shiloh alone has 2 of those items.
And they may or may not be super useful. Like some of them are, you have to be a paladin to use. So
Yeah.
currently, you know, there's nobody in the party that would be able to use them. Are you a paladin right now?
I have a level in paladin, yes.
I did not know you leveled up to a paladin.
Yeah, I told you
That was the whole reason she went and talked to Sergey.
Yeah, it was the whole like I'm on a mission to talk to Sergey kind of thing. If you don't want me to be a paladin, I could go back to just putting things in sorcerer.
You do what you feel you need to do.
So who
I
in the
apologize.
gazebo? Joe, my question.
Mhm.
Who's in the gazebo in the beginning? Was that Strahd?
What, trying to get into the
Was that-
gazebo?
We had someone who was following us with green eyes. I assume that was Mary.
That's actually a great question.
When we got to Krezk, when we were going into Krezk, we had someone it was like when we went out to the wolf den.
Yeah,
and then
there
were
was a
leaving,
person.
There was a person following us, had green eyes, and then like they left.
But then
And
that person was also there when we were at the farmhouse too, because that was what
That's right.
Copy
yeah.
saw.
And
Yeah.
then again
And
at the
Vex.
gazebo. Vex was at the gazebo, or when we were in the room and she was looking into the gazebo when
She
the-
saw the person try and go in.
So there's actually 2 different people involved in this, because the person the person that you saw jump over the walls and fly to the gazebo, that was in fact Strahd.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
You have
Because then
clicked since
Sergey's
then.
like, "Fuck you! You can't get in my gazebo. Fuck you!"
Right.
Because you added water to the
Exactly, and I revived the power. That's why I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to be a birdie bird and put water in here.
So that was
You
Strahd.
Strahd?
But the person following you around before you in Krezk and everything and in the forest, that was in fact Mary, yes.
Okay, because like you said green eyes, and I'm like, okay, I know he's changing a lot of stuff, but is he changing Strahd's eye color?
Apparently not, no.
No, Mary was keeping an eye on you and tracking you to make sure that you had made it to Barovia and that,
nothing ate us.
yeah. She had a vested interest in you being there, as you have
So
learned.
then, me screaming Strahd certainly did not help.
Oh, that also means that if I had done what I thought of doing, which was a firebolt to the
Oh, that would have been so mean.
I didn't do it, but I thought about it. Also, like, sorry I wasn't clear on the levels in Paladin, Joe.
Oh, no. I think I knew that. I just forgot it.
It's
Because we
fine.
had the discussion.
Yeah, we did. And I had decided, I think when we got that last level up, that I was like, Shiloh's gonna be a paladin. I was gonna do vengeance, and I still might.
Vengeance is very good for this campaign. It's also
Yes.
very popular.
It also made sense because like Mary was dead and she had answers.
Well, not to mention by the time you take that 3rd level in Paladin, you may have
Somebody's
found something
probably
about your
gonna die.
You may have found something in your backstory that will cause you to swear vengeance against Strahd.
That's true. I'm pretty sure
Or maybe he would have done something to you to cause you to fucking...
I mean, he hasn't done anything to us particularly
kind of a dick.
directly.
No, he's just killed children in our presence.
Yeah, I mean,
Eh.
that's our fault that we're offended by that, I guess.
So, actually, so that brings up, I'm looking at the notes because I was going to go back and notate that was Mary. So that's actually interesting because the reason why Echo started screaming Strahd, Strahd, Strahd was because Copy came back screaming Strahd, Strahd, Strahd. So was Strahd actually, I mean, obviously Strahd tried to open the door. I was like, hey, can I come in? But like, so he was there too.
Strahd was, if you remember where you're at in the map, Strahd was just south.
Mm-hmm.
And at this particular time, he was at the Wizards Winery,
Oh, interesting.
which is within viewpoint of the tower.
The house.
Yeah, the which is the ruin or whatever. The
Did we kill that guy? By we, I mean y'all.
Bex!
No,
Bex opened the door and scared the shit out of him, and he died.
Yeah, and he had a heart attack, and he be dead.
Did he? Is he dead? Just
No,
a question.
he's probably locked in under the
He's probably a
thingy
vampire.
because we like shoved some shit over top the trap door so that he wouldn't come out.
God, I hope Ivan doesn't find out all the horrible things you guys are
Listen, horrible things we all did. What the hell?
He is still alive because he is undead. You had pretty much determined that by use of holy water and seeing the bite marks and everything. But he is still undead, not alive, unalive, undead.
I'm sure he's busted the fuck out of there by now. It's fine. So we have more questions. Have you had to drop any plot lines or change something drastically because of one of the donated Strahd visitations? I feel like the answer to that is just yes.
Mary.
Because not just Mary, but like Ivan, the first time that Strahd was summoned, Ivan goes, motherfucker, and runs into him, and then Strahd's just behind Shiloh, like.
Yup.
God, Ivan was so fucking bad.
I just want to talk to Strahd. I want to have a civil conversation with Strahd and be like, hey man, what'd you bring us here for? How's it going? How is life? How's undeath? How's it going? You got some nice books? Cool. Great. What's the bill over Z? And then Ivan's like, nope.
We just talked about like talking to people is important. Why don't you guys just talk first? You guys, all you do is just kill people all the time, and then fucking Ivan's like, fuck that guy.
That's the thing though, and that was the funniest thing because then the fight that Shiloh and Ivan had after that,
You're fighting.
where it was just inaudible screaming at each other because it was like, nope, this isn't happening. Fallen King also asks, what happens if you buy Castle Ravenloft? Can you evict Strahd? Listen, we don't have enough money.
I'm gonna say
Shiloh and Ivan are so bad at handling money, we will never have enough money.
Lore-wise, he kind of owns the land and the castle anyway, so being able to legally buy the property through any kind of legal sources would be
ancient.
He can go
be interesting.
Retire in Transylvania and get
but
a
I
different
did.
castle.
I did have to, not from the donations themselves, but generally from the players. Each and every Strahd summoned like donation, like where I hadn't planned on him being there, but then he shows up, was altered by player reaction.
Was he coming just to talk to us that first time?
Yeah, what was the plan for that?
He was going to talk to you.
Oops again, Ivan.
I felt like, okay, this would be an opportunity to explain why they're in Barovia, which I'm glad...
Introduce himself.
I am glad that Ivan jumped at Strahd and changed that plan, because at that particular point, some of the finer points on your backstories hooking into Barovia hadn't been fully laid out, so I would have had to come back and retcon ideas or take things in different directions had he spilled the beans that early.
And then Ivan fucking challenged fucking Strahd.
I just realized something. Ivan is basically freaking a Belmont.
Yeah. Yep. You must.
You must be the Belmont.
Now we need to get Ivan a whip.
Oh boy, with a whip. Guys, I'm really good at this for no reason. Look.
I don't know how I learned this. This is weird.
This is so good. I'm just so naturally good at this.
We just had someone in the chat ask if we can make that canon.
Enchanted whip.
No, stop.
Your donations.
Legendary
So
item.
we'll add it to Somebody asked, "Can I donate?" And
Holy whip.
I do believe that there is an option to leave a message, and if you have a specific item, provided that it doesn't like break the module that you'd like to donate to a character, I'm all game for that. I mean, we do the donations for the kids, and if it's not going to like completely break and end the campaign, then we can definitely find a way to work it in. So leave a note on your donation that, hey, I'd like to donate this to this player, or hey, I'd like to see this happen in the campaign. If you have specifics about what you'd like to see Strahd do when he does show up, provided it's just not TPK.
Murder all the characters.
You can leave notes in your donations, and I'll do my very best to make sure that that gets translated into the campaign, because that's what that's there for, is for everyone to feel like they're participating in the campaign and helping kids at the same time.
It's such a great way to play this game, I think, because like the donations are awesome, and all of that, but like making it change as we go as well.
Well, that's one of the coolest parts of D&D is the unpredictability.
Yes. Like Ivan.
Yeah. Well, and I love that Strahd is one of the donations, because in this game, Strahd is supposed to be a constant presence. He's curious as to why you're here. He wants to test you. He wants to look at you. He wants to find more out about you. And so it makes sense for him to just be popping in every once in a while, like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I've seen a thing where someone was playing a Strahd game, and their thing was whenever the cat hopped on the table, that was when Strahd appeared. And so like the players would start like, no, get the cat off now.
That's great. That is great. Yeah.
I would do that if my cats would actually pay attention to me.
There was that one episode where it just kept walking behind the cat. You're like, Joe's shaking. It's an earthquake.
It's an earthquake.
That is a very rare occurrence.
It's a cat quake.
It's a cat quake.
Speaking of aminals, what happened to the puppies?
They got adopted.
They go home. Are they stuck in Barovia?
So you haven't actually located. Yeah, you haven't actually located the wolf pups since you tracked them down to that little cave-like thing. They have found a place. They may or may not have been contaminated by Barovia, if that makes sense. I don't want to worry you too much. They have.
Everything has been contaminated.
Well, I mean, like
the mage hands and
there's a lot of wolves in Barovia, and wolves are not good news in Barovia.
I think stream just dropped.
We're going to be friends. I don't think the stream has dropped.
Nope, just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure. I have seen that stream Twitch or the Streamlabs or something is having connectivity issues lately. So
I don't see a problem currently on my end, so we should be golden.
Shiloh was like, why don't we have meat? Why don't you feed them that? I'm like, I will not feed them
No, that was me. That was me because I forgot that it was wolf meats.
Is Mary a vegetarian? She didn't say that in the beginning.
Vegetarian.
She was like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. And then we find out that she's a fucking werewolf.
And then a vampire.
Vegetarian.
So
she's an underworld.
The way this works is that she is fighting the cravings because she has a very strong pull towards blood and meat because she's both werewolf and vampire. So she claims to be a vegetarian because she is trying to fight those cravings, and she does lock herself up from time to time, which is why you found a bunch of those silver shackles.
Which we now have.
Which you have taken.
Fuck.
Shit.
Sorry, Mary. We might need them.
Killed her kid, stole her jewelry.
That's not jewelry.
It is if you're doing it right.
It's an accessory.
I wouldn't call it jewelry in that case.
Hey, I used to be a cop. It is jewelry.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a big one that I was like, is she a vegetarian?
Yeah, I like messaged you like vegetarian.
Question mark?
So when a regular person dies in Barovia, what happens?
Well, there are no regular people in Barovia. You are either born there or you're from there, and you just keep getting recycled.
I was born in Barovia.
According to the
Founded
module.
by it.
I
From
have
what I
made some slight changes, though.
Yeah. From what I understand, by vanilla, it's like even if you're from if you're born in Faerun and brought into Barovia, if you get killed, you don't leave. You still don't leave. You just eventually get reincarnated.
Yeah, recycled
In Barovia?
over and over again.
Oh, okay. Cool beans if we're there long enough.
Duh.
Hooray. Fun times, man. I'm loving this. Our powwows.
I do. There was something that we confirmed with you, Joe, but I don't think it was on stream. That Vex, since she's not here, I don't know if it's since she's not here, but it turns out she's not actually Tatiana.
Right.
That was just us assuming, which
Yes.
I'm okay with. Totally fine.
Well, he did say that the wedding dress would have fit her, so we were all like,
No, he said it would fit Ivan.
Right.
oh, that's right. It would fit Ivan. Which we don't have that anymore because Vex.
Yeah, which Dragon and I were like, oh, before Vex leaves, we need to get the wedding ring, we need to get Tatiana's diary, we need to get the wedding dress.
We have her diary because you're a book hoard.
Vex left all her stuff except for her weapon and her armor in the room before
shit,
leaving. So all the stuff that she had other than her personal items are sitting in the room. That also the parchment that you gave her was flapping on the, so she left everything to pursue her individual quests in Thunder Peak. You may or may not see Vex later on in the thing. That I kind of left that open.
Maybe she'll get to come back for a session.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Well, that's good to know. So now we don't have to freak out about that anymore.
That was like, because I have seen that as like, hey, you could do this with your group when like for people like looking for things for Curse of Strahd. So you can make it to where our player character is Tatiana, because that's a whole thing, and Barovia is, finding Tatiana and then protecting her.
Yeah. Has Strahd's brother been reincarnated? I'm assuming he has been, but we did see his ghost.
You did speak to him.
I signed at him because he couldn't speak to me.
Communicated directly.
Yeah, he was just like,
he has not been reincarnated, but his presence is still in Barovia, yes.
Was he the ball of light that was in the gazebo?
His power in Barovia is what that was, yes. So it's not, the ghost itself didn't go inside of you. You're not possessed by him or anything, but the power.
Another voice in Shiloh's head is Sergey going, hey, girl.
It's kind of a mess in here. Let's fly. I'm out of here.
And I think we did establish in the lore of the campaign so far that Sergey is not the Morning Lord himself.
Right. Yeah. We
But
did
was
establish that. He is considered the Morning Lord to the people of Barovia, because that's the only kind of god presence that they have had.
Anything that's worshipped enough becomes a god in people's eyes.
Right, because of everything with like Strahd, like the bad stuff. So they're like, Sergey was the Morning Lord, but that's not technically the case.
So that's also my thing is, so I feel like this will get worked out later on, but I'm trying to work out the timeline between the stuff that I know being also a DM of Curse of Strahd, and this whole thing with all these things with what Sergey is. Because it's like, it was going great. I'm like, okay, got it. Sergey's a werewolf. What?
So here's the other thing that we have to remember. And I often forget like this. Time is different in Barovia is what we keep hearing.
Right.
So let's take the village of Shiloh being what it is. I am apparently from there. I am not hundreds of years old.
No, and that's not necessarily what I am talking about, because it's like, oh, he fought against the he fought against the devil. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that didn't happen, and it was like, the tales that were told and yore and that kind of stuff, and he opposed this and he did that, and it's like, okay, but then at what point did he become a werewolf? Like, where in this, like, him being the Morning Lord and like getting called to Barovia and then becoming the embodiment of the Morning Lord and then fighting against Strahd and being defeated, where in there did he become a werewolf?
So
Okay, I have a specific answer that will give you, I think, a satisfied answer
Okay.
that doesn't break anything for future episodes.
Okay.
Shiloh has discovered certain pages, right?
yes.
And I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 more pages of his journal to discover
Okay.
that will kind of lay out that timeline.
Okay. I need to go back and I haven't watched the last couple of episodes. I need to go back so that I
No.
can like take better notes on the things that we read.
That's true, but that also makes sense because I only found like part of what the little journal that he had in the tomb.
Mhm.
I found a page in the child's tomb area, but we hadn't found anything else yet because Mary was like, GTFO, the wolves are coming. And we were like, yes, let's get out of here.
Mhm.
Chat is being fun. Does this
Yeah.
So with the whole Morning Lord dude, they're asking, does this mean that you could potentially be a celestial warlock or a cleric whose patron is the Morning Lord? Also, would the Morning Lord's soul be recycled like all the other souls? Well, it would be Sergei's soul that's recycled, not the Morning Lord's.
Right, and if Sergei hasn't been reincarnated, he hasn't technically been recycled. He's just in a soul. He's in like a ghosty state. He hasn't become a new person. He just kind of
Well, Strahd might have trapped his brother's soul, so that he couldn't come back.
Yes, exactly. Also, we had decided kind of early on, not early on, a couple of episodes in, we were kind of like, should have had a holy character, and I was kind of like, well, I could multi-class into paladin, and instead of doing a celestial warlock or a cleric, because I'm not cleric, no thank you.
Clerics are hard. They are tricky to do right.
Right. So I went, I was like, I'll be a paladin of the Morning Lord when that time had presented itself. And when Mary and the children were murdered, I kind of went to Joe and went, at this point, Shiloh is going to try and commune with the Morning Lord. By that point, I did not know that it was just Sergei. And that I want to become his paladin base, or the Morning Lord's paladin, which Sergei was. What we found out was Sergei was the Morning Lord's paladin at that time.
Paladin of paladin.
Yeah, I'm a paladin of a paladin.
Well, because we were talking about that too, because there are certain things in Strahd that are much easier with paladins. There's certain items that we may not be able to use unless you have a paladin. But also, sorry, no, go ahead.
Joe's laughing, but I know what he's laughing at because I know already.
But season 2 is gonna be fun. That's all I got to say.
Season 2 is gonna be great. But yeah, so that's basically what it had come down to. I was like, I'll just be a source pal.
Sorkadin.
Or Sorkadin. I like
Sorkadin.
Source Pal because then
Source
I'm your
pal.
pal.
However, I will say I do love the idea of a Warlock of the Morning Lord for a Curse of Strahd campaign.
That'd be so cool.
Because
it's temp power.
Right. Well, and the thing is, they said like, hey, there's no gods in Barovia, which can kind of be true. And like my own campaign I had worked in at the beginning, an NPC who was a warlock who didn't have access to her patron anymore. And so she ended up kind of being escorted by the party and then killed by Strahd in an attempt to show them like, hey, this guy's a fuckboy. But like, so that's an idea of like a warlock who comes to Barovia and is like, oh shit, I can't get a hold of any of my powers anymore, and then they get in contact with the Morning Lord and become a warlock of the Morning Lord.
It would also make the use of that necklace that we got that Shiloh's just wearing, because it's like no one can cast Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It was great. Is Mary's kid still alive, or did we thoroughly wreck his shit?
I kind of had you guys stab him, so
he is currently staked, but he is not
and toasty.
Gone.
He's staked and toasty.
Yeah, we did set his.
Maybe she can like bring him back, and we don't have to feel so bad.
Well,
Mary does
not-
have certain powers that you haven't discovered yet.
That's fine. If Mary can bring back her son, I will feel less bad about what we did.
If not displayed by her, fairly quick resurrection.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Like, I was so glad that like we waited because I was about to firebolt the shit out of this person coming down the stairs because I thought Strahd might be coming back. I thought some other motherfucker was gonna come and destroy our shit. I was
Fucking
like,
Carol or
"Ah."
some shit.
Yeah.
Really? Y'all are over there. I'm like, oh no, it's probably Doug or something.
Or Victor. Yeah, it's
Or
always Doug.
Victor.
It's always Doug.
Yeah.
Suddenly Doug.
Yeah, exactly. Suddenly Doug.
Doug has
Unexpected.
even made appearances in. Doug is a multiverse character
Yes,
now.
I love Doug. We need to have that shirt. Just Doug in space.
Doug in space.
He's such a. I don't trust him.
I
Leave
love
him
Doug.
alone.
I love
Doug.
My other
He better
favorite
not break
part-
our hearts because that's gonna be the fucking what was it
The straw
race
that breaks
on it?
Ivan's
Yeah.
back.
So my home game, I had to rename an NPC because their name was too close to a player character's name. So to avoid confusion, I'm just like, he's just Doug now, and I forgot somehow. And so we're just sitting here playing, and then like the next session, one of the characters is like, "Hey, how is Doug?" I'm like, "Doug is here." What? How do you know about Doug?
Oh my
Doug
God.
is everywhere.
Doug is everywhere.
Oh yeah, how everyone else is gonna react to the dead wolves.
Yeah, all the dead pups.
Well, I thought that no one else knew about that area except
Yeah.
for Mary and Victor.
Mary and Victor know about it. Carol knows that area exists, but they don't utilize it.
He's on my shit list.
So
He deserves it.
since you guys made a note of shutting down that area before leaving it,
Yeah.
he probably won't make it in there.
Okay.
It is connected, but it's connected by
Silver
that door. Yeah, that door with
Yeah.
the silver
Mhm.
lining, and
Yeah.
the silver door.
The
So-
other hallway from the main like chamber thing. Is that important?
That look.
Could be.
Do we need to-
You
do we
haven't
need to
went
spend
down that
another-
way.
Do we need to spend another 4 episodes going down there?
Listen, we didn't spend 4 episodes down there at all.
Yes, we did.
Okay, well,
I think it was at least 2. It was
Yeah,
at least 2.
It
Yeah.
was
at
2.
least 2.
You
Yeah, that's
spent
what I
an
was-
episode getting there. You spent 2 episodes in there.
Yeah, that's what I.
Rough.
So
Yeah.
3 episodes revolved around that location.
So we should probably still check out the rest of it because it might be important. But we
We
don't
also
have
want
to
to get our drink on.
There's that. We also don't have to do it like right now. We can do other things and then go back, which I
Yeah.
think would probably be a good
I honestly,
idea.
I wonder
Maybe
if
just
it,
before the full moon.
I wonder if
preferably.
yeah, like maybe we should wait a day or something like that until the full moon calms down. If there are multiple nights of the full moon, Joe, I don't know how you're doing your full moon.
One night.
Oh, good. So the thing that will also give like Victor and Doug time to recoup from being a werewolf.
Well,
Joe-
Victor's fine. Victor doesn't give a shit.
I
But it's
don't-
gonna give him some time to recoup from his wife being like,
Joe, I don't know if this is actually happening. You have like a dot like
Mhm.
right there. Okay.
Yep.
I apologize.
No,
I didn't
it's
want to didn't want to point it out. It just was like, what is happening? Sorry.
No, that's
I'm
all right.
terrible.
So and like we had so much information to that episode.
Mhm.
Victor, I don't know. I shipped that like immediately. I was like, I'm down with Victor and Mary. Like,
Yeah, I can see it.
I see that working out. That's cute. That's real
Yep.
cute. Your wife has been gone for how long?
Poor guy doesn't get to hang out with his wife much. She
Yeah.
travels for business.
Well, like, okay, here's another question. So Mary had been watching over all of us in Faerun.
Yeah.
While we were there.
Mhm.
Okay, and so like Ivan's like 20, so she's just been in Faerun for 20 years, or like in and out.
So the thing about the being able to travel through the mist, and you'll kind of figure out a little bit more as you talk to people in season 2 on exactly how it works. But your time in Faerun, if you're from Barovia and you leave, is very limited, and it takes a lot of energy. We'll just leave it at energy to leave. So it's not something you can do constantly all the time. it takes a lot of effort to leave Barovia. But as she's kind of been watching you for 20 years, again, 20 years in Faerun is much, much longer in Barovia.
Yeah,
She has longer to recuperate, to pop back in and out.
that hurts my heart.
Also, she hasn't been watching everyone. She did say that she kept an eye on you. She said that she didn't really know much about Shiloh. She just knew that she was supposed to be in Barovia, and Shiloh's like, maybe I'm not. Maybe
Let me
you
out,
picked
let
the
me
wrong,
out.
maybe you picked the wrong tiefling.
All tieflings look the same.
Aw. I have a theory that the other side of the
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
it is very limited. The other path in the catacombs goes and connects to the abbey. I think.
It's quite possible, yes.
I think it might. Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see what's going on at the abbey too, because there's werewolf experiments. I'm sorry.
The fact that we all got bit by wolves except for Vex, and then we were all like,
Yeah, that was great. That was a good bit of like, oh god.
I wasn't too worried.
it took a bite out of my meaty thigh, and at
Bro,
that point,
yeah, like
I thought it was
you
going
think
to be
about the reality of like wounds in D&D where you're like, yeah, I'm like,
Oh, God.
dude, wow, you got fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Like you
no wonder you were almost dead.
Yeah, you got
No wonder
fucking wrecked.
I've gotten almost killed by like 2 separate wolves.
Casters, dude.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm now a pal.
So-
I'm now a pal.
What I
so-
thought was going to happen was that I thought that we were going to get bitten by these werewolves, contract lycanthropy, and then have to find a way to cure ourselves, which would lead us up to the abbey.
so glad we didn't do that, as like at that point we were what, level 2, 3?
Yeah, 1 or 2, yeah.
2,
Yeah.
3.
I'm glad we were not getting the lycanthropy, because if we did, I think the fuckhead in the cave would have been like, now you must fight for me. It'd be
Fight
like,
to the death.
God damn it, not again.
No, fuck you, Carol.
There is another question in the chat. I'm just going off what they're telling me over here. Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to doing in season 2? I'm very excited to meet our new cast friend. Because I think that's going to just be a lot of fun. And they're going to bring a lot of fun to the game. Because I don't know what we're doing next, I don't know what I'm excited for. I'm excited to play at this point. I'm just like, this is what I'm here for. Scare me.
I keep bringing up getting our drunk on because I do want to go to the winery, because I'm very excited to see how that place has changed, if at all.
Fucking
Which I'm
apparently
sure it probably
Strahd
has.
was there, so
Apparently, yeah, Strahd was hanging out over there.
he's just like, I'm getting my drink on. Fuck you, Krezik. This is my wine now.
But he doesn't. Okay.
Blood wine.
Yeah.
Blood wine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
this
just
is an
give
excellent year.
yeah, someone just drinks all the wine and then they drain the blood.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, good. Tiefling wine.
I will say that the winery is something I am looking forward to for season 2, because there are parts of the winery that tie into certain backstories, perhaps. So there may be some information there.
Me
It's
as someone
Ivan.
who knows about Curse of Strahd.
It's Ivan's backstory because he's always drunk.
I'm drunk though.
I'm not always drunk. I just
He drinks more than the rest of us.
He's going to start being always
even-
drunk, because now that he's learned
yeah.
all this stuff about his past, he's got to drink it all away.
He won't though. He
This
doesn't
is the
believe in
season-
drinking when he's sad.
Oh, that's a good point. I was about to say, this is going to be the season that Ivan becomes a drunk.
Drunken.
No, this is the season where Ivan rages.
Yes, I'm here for it.
I'm here for that too.
I'd like to rage.
I would like to rage.
I would like to rage, please.
I feel like
politest.
if Ivan were to take a level in Barbarian, it would be one of those weird, I don't want to say weird, different barbarians where instead of tied to Ivan's rage, the actions would be tied to like, I would like to cry.
A different, it's an emotional barbarian.
Yeah.
I would like to sob this person.
Bonus action cry. Just you made me cry tears. Ah!
No, it makes me bleed my own
I
blood.
was just thinking the exact same thing. Well, that was the thing. Like, I know at least in Pathfinder, barbarians are listed as just like it's not necessarily anger; it's just a rush of emotion.
Mhm.
No,
What?
Kai.
Whoop.
What did Kai do?
He donated $75. Is Strahd gonna show up now?
And 50.
Right now, right now, Strahd here, right now.
He busts in, and goes, "Here, you've been talking shit."
Sup? Yeah, you can talk shit.
My time in with haven't you people ever heard of?
Damn my goddamn name.
We're not going to role play anything tonight, but that will be an interesting start to season 2.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Thanks, Kai.
So we'll have to kick off in 2 weeks. The very first thing that's going to happen is a visit from Strahd.
This is what he does
Yep,
for my
buddy.
birthday? What the hell?
I love it. I love it. So
I have a
Shiloh wakes
question.
up and he's just there.
Oh, you have a question. What's your question?
When we did our tarot card readings,
Mhm.
we had the look for the one who sees all and the treasures in it. We missed that.
No, that was where we were.
Was that the treasure?
The
Was there
treasure
a
was the Tome of Strahd.
I-
That treasure.
I had it in my pants the
Yeah,
whole time.
that was the point. And I was like, is that the tome? Is that the tome? I don't know if this is
Yeah,
the tome.
okay.
Yeah, no, the first treasure is the Tome of Strahd, and that's technically the location of that is the fortune teller's tent. We were already in the fortune teller's tent, so it kind of like lines up because you were there. So technically, it was in the tent at the time.
The
of
fortune
telling.
just should have said, in
Check
the
out his
pants of
pants.
in the pants of a sexy man.
Who used my name?
Oh, I didn't spend 50. Who used my name? Interesting.
These are lies. These are lies. and
Do you
slanders.
plan to do anything for another online con, like a catacon in November?
We are looking at probably doing some features for an online Dralicon in 2021. We're not 100% sure whether that's going to be a combination of in-person and online
Yeah.
or 100% online. It just kind of depends on where everything's at.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Technically,
I already planned my trip.
Technically, the season premiere is going to be that weekend of DragonCon.
DragonCon.
It'll be the first night of DragonCon if DragonCon was actually happening. They're doing an online one like everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
So
It's the real reason I had been going to Georgia was so that Star and I could go to
it's
DragonCon.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
I'll be
fine.
there next.
This
Listen,
is only going to be my first year not running games the entire fucking weekend.
next year, Star,
Next
because
year.
I'm coming back. I'm
I'll
coming,
be there.
coming.
Oh yeah! Barovia
Um,
Beckons meetup.
And we'll get a cardboard cutout of Joe.
no, Joe's just gonna be in my suitcase, and we'll be like, "Get in there."
We'll have them have like special catchphrases, and we're like, "Oh yeah, what do you think about that, Joe?" And then like we'll push a button, and you'll just say some random thing, but we don't know what it's gonna
Saying
be,
some
so it may
shit.
or may not make sense. Yeah.
And we like print out a picture of his face and put it on a popsicle stick and carry it around with us.
Yep.
It only needs 2 phrases. I've seen some shit.
And I do what I'm told.
I do what I'm told.
I just do what I'm told. Oh yeah.
Oh, he goes, "Oh no, 100% summon Strahd, but the extra 50 wasn't me."
Well, somebody
We have a
did.
trickster.
Yeah, somebody donated in the name of
Mysterious.
Kai.
Yeah, in the name
Name
of
of
Kai.
I love how Kai specifically keeps ending up in the game.
We're
My
gonna
long
ride
lost
together.
boyfriend Kai gave this to me. Here.
Um,
Oh, I turned on the. Okay, sorry.
There has to be a lore. Like we have to find a book of Kai.
Book
the
of
Book of
Kai.
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 There we go. Now it's
But
not
yeah,
echoing.
like here's the thing: if Joe says, next week, "Oh hey, we're doing a live show for this con," I'm not gonna be like, "Oh hell no, we're not."
Yeah, same.
I'll show up. I'll do the thing. I don't care.
Yeah, I should be home by then.
I should be home.
I am looking forward to doing a couple more events, but those are currently in the works, so I don't want to say anything about them. Yes, please. Thank you.
We've also got a request for a merch that says "Blame Kai."
That's a good one.
I love that.
I will look about doing some like because I really like to do fonts, like hand done fonts. So I will see about doing a hand done font one if you want. So we'll see what I can do. I'm not a good artist.
I like this. I would also buy this. I would wear it all the time.
I would too, and nobody would understand.
Yeah, nobody would understand. Yeah, and then you have to explain it to them.
Yes.
You trap them for 20 minutes talking to them about D&D.
And our Curse of Strahd game. That's gonna be running for the next.
Oh, my coworker gets the entire story every day after I play D&D.
Your coworker thinks all your friends' names are James.
My coworker. Most of my D&D stories start with my one friend James, who I've been playing with since the beginning, and so she's gotten to the point where she's like, "I think all of your friends are just James, but dressed up differently."
So we've joked about whenever our friend and I come down, we just show up to your work and go, "Hi, my name is James. I'm Starspread."
I mean, if you make it before 5 o'clock, you could do that.
I don't think we will, because it's a 6-hour drive to get to them, and then it's a 6-hour drive to you. We'll see if we get there.
So I have a question for each of you.
Oh.
What was the worst moment that you've had so far? And I don't mean like worst moment as in like, this game sucks, but like what was the worst moment that you've had as
like scariest, like, oh shit kind of moment?
Yeah, anything that's like, oh man, that was something.
The fucking headless scarecrows, because Shiloh's just running through the fields like
But that like coincides with my favorite moment, because like my same oh shit moment is also my favorite moment, because I'm a freaking masochist when it comes to these kinds of things.
Oh, fucking same, man. we're here to be tortured, and we want it done right.
When things get traumatic and intense, that's my favorite part of D&D, is when shit goes down. So like Strahd showing up at the door is like, oh god, but then I also loved it. And then like the freaking the ghost child, no, it wasn't the ghost child, it was the vampire child. The vocal effects for that was like
dude, that me
loved it, hated it.
When you started using like sound effects that we could hear as well, it, for one thing, I went like it was in my house, because as some people can
attest?
Yeah, there has been screaming on like recordings for me before.
Oh yeah. That was like way back when though.
Yeah. No, it happened again while I was just but no one else heard it but me, and I'm just like, this is how I die, everybody. Ghost,
man, ghost.
Wow.
So I was always like, what the hell? And it's usually when no one else is in my house but me. I'm like, great. Torture.
Get a cat.
That's good.
They'll find him for you.
I'm hopefully getting a cat in September, so
she's still back there licking herself.
That's fine. She's adorable. Oh, tiny person in a cape.
I would say the worst.
It's a Harry Potter cape too. It's actually a blanket, but yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Fancy.
I love it.
Nerd.
You're a nerd.
I know.
I am raising proper nerds. Yes.
Good.
Star and I approve. Good.
Kat, what were you saying?
The worst. It was definitely down in the tomb crypts, for sure.
That was another one of those moments that with the child vocal thing where it's just like, we're kind of high key, blah 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 blah, and then down, like, oh shit, immediately.
I love that, because it's like we're just such a parody of we're just like a parody of Curse of Strahd, and then suddenly
the actual Curse of Strahd
0 to 100, like it's just so great.
So,
it's just like getting ripped that claw through the window
Exactly.
that grab Ivan. I was like.
This game has been so good.
It
And
has.
I love it. I'm so glad that I got to be a part
Me
of
too.
Mhm.
Curse of Strahd, because I really wanted to play this game. I really wanted Joe to be the DM, and like I didn't get the invite at first, and I was like, it's fine, I'll just watch and wreak havoc. And then like Joe was like, you want to play? And I'm like, yes, I do. Also, something interesting happened in the chat. Somebody put a redeem a gift character some spending money.
Yeah, so this is something kind of new for our channel. We have
Okay.
channel points, I guess, and
Okay.
the more time you spend in the chat, the more channel points you earn. So I've put some interesting redemptions that you can do, and one of those is spending money in the game. So Ivan, you've been gifted. I don't remember how much it is.
1,500.
I think that's how much it cost.
Oh,
Damn.
I was like, damn! Don't give Ivan
Yeah, I
that.
was like, I should not have this.
I don't remember. I have to go to the.
Make it rain.
Does it say?
I will. I'll just be like, ah! Use it as a slingshot.
He just throws money at Strahd, and we're like, "What are you doing?" It's
He's
200.
got enough
This
money.
works.
Is what the chat just told me. 200.
Yep.
Gold.
Yep, 200 gold pieces. So
Jesus.
Ivan gets 200 gold pieces.
Which means Echo gets 200 gold pieces because that's the person holding his money.
I thought it was biscuits. These are not biscuits. I have no need for these things.
Oh, great. We also got in the chat. I saw those the gift stuff. What is the fluffy that we can summon? I don't know.
It's not specified on there because it leaves it open for something fluffy. Could be good, could be bad, could be a Furby, could be.
No! That's
I mean,
where
we're
I drop
in-
No, that's a
I
trigger
don't want a
warning.
Barovian- Barovian
I
Furby
don't want to
cannot
even
be good.
think about. I'm gonna think about that before bed now. Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
So our friend is also our new player is also watching. I don't know why they're not talking in the chat, but they just messaged me and said, I mean, has anyone actually ever tried just throwing money at Strahd?
He doesn't need money. He owns the entire demi-plane.
I mean,
What if we just brought him broads?
He
I don't know,
has rods.
but now that that's been brought up, I'd kind of like to see someone try it.
just
throw
throw money
money
at
at Strahd. Does he
He's
just
like,
start dancing?
wait. I have
a pole shows up.
200
and it's
gold.
Like,
He's actually a
found-
very talented
Has
stripper.
someone tried seducing him? Wait, hold on. Questions.
I have the highest charisma. Do you want me to flirt with Strahd?
So here's the thing: is technically it's possible.
If or when I
it's
get
something
like
Take one for the
advice,
team.
can I make,
I mean, if
Just
you,
may not like the results.
if that's what you
Sure.
want,
But it is
Ivan,
bedtime now
your
because it's
future
10:30.
girlfriend to flirt with the bad guy.
No, Ivan's gonna flirt with it. What are you talking about? He's gonna bat his beautiful eyelashes and his muscles. Come on, you don't want to hurt these guys.
My
Come
initial
on.
thought on that reaction would he just be looking at you with confusion, like
Yeah.
thanks, I guess.
No, what we do is we put him in Shiloh's corset.
Put Ivan in the wedding
You
dress.
fuckboy!
I do declare, Mr. Strahd.
Look at all of these monies I have. I'm a rich working girl from the forest in Faerun. I couldn't
my
teach you
God.
my ways.
No, but
be
you
interesting.
specified Ivan fits in the wedding dress.
That's what I said. We get that dress.
So you
Can
get the wedding dress.
Hey, Star, very
Oh,
specific
oh no.
art.
Oh no.
You
A
know what
lot
I
of very
need.
specific art.
You know what I need. I need Ivan in a dress.
I need to make a list of like Ivan in a dress, Javelin Echo,
with a handkerchief going. Yoo-hoo! We also
oh
had
my god.
another question in the chat going, what would happen to the demi-plane and the people inside of it if/when Strahd dies? I don't think we can answer that because of spoilers.
It's kind of the ending of the campaign,
Right.
feasibly.
There is
Right.
a specific thing that happens in the module. I can tell you that is not the route that I see it going.
Oh,
Interesting.
it's because we're
I
gonna
know
talk to Strahd and be
Well,
like,
there's a
"Hey,
lot of
bro."
ways to like flesh it out and do it differently and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know I personally for my game will not be using exactly the same ending either.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
There are, I think there's two, like if Strahd survive or if the players survive or if the players die. There's two things in the module, but I don't see either of those being the route that we are headed down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, considering if Strahd wins, it's literally just a TPK.
Also, we have a tendency to avoid combat by talking, except when one man jumps through another man.
Damn! Unless we see Kirill, then I'm gonna fuck his ass up too.
I think anytime Cat gets very loud, it goes.
Yeah, that's like the second time I've heard that.
Yeah, and it's always when Cat is yelling at me.
It's a sensor mic, and it
there will come a time to tackle Strahd. It's just not right now because we're level 6 and we have backstory to get out of the way.
Level 6 or level 7? Are you level 6?
7. 6. We're 6.
Okay.
We're 6.
Shit, let me look.
Kirill, so better not fucking run into that guy.
This guy.
You would only be like level 3 at this point, or 4 at this point, had it not been for all those donations.
It's true. Keep donating for us to be at higher levels, please.
But at the same time, I'm okay with us like sticking at 6 for a while because I have had games where we like power leveled super fast because we were trying to keep up with something else. And like you don't get enough time to really get used to your stuff. Of course, this was Pathfinder where you get some shit every fucking level. And 5e is way chiller about that. But like I still like I like enjoying my levels as we go on. So if we don't level up every session, I'm okay with that. Especially since we don't do a lot of combat.
Shiloh is level 6, yes.
Okay.
Because I have 5 in Sorcerer and 1 in Paladin.
Paladin.
I did joke about going Paladin earlier this week. I was like, I'm gonna go Paladin too.
We're all just gonna be Paladins.
Yeah, we'll all just be a group of Paladins. It would be hilarious though.
We'll just pass you the belt.
Yep.
Oh my god.
We're gonna spend 6 months in game just fucking off of just like the Rick and Morty episode where they're beefed up.
Oh my god.
Raise that strength score, then we all become fucking paladins and we just go into Strahd's house, just beat the shit out of him.
Oh my god, yes.
It's true.
I'm down for that. I'm so down for that though.
I love this. This is
no,
great.
my thought, because I've thought about like if I ever do like, right now my plan is to just go full wizard because part of the reason why I chose Wizard Kenku is because I wanted to play with wizard. Because I always play rogues. I've been getting out of it a little bit lately, but I usually play rogues. And so the only thing I could think of for Echo, like multi-classing, would be rogue, arcane trickster. I do rogues all the time, but if something were to happen with the Belver Z, that would be interesting, and I could see how that would lead to becoming rogue. However, I'm not planning on it right now.
Yes, I usually play a warlock.
Oh, it did the thing.
What was that?
That is our new notification. Thank you, Molly Tanner, for following us.
Everybody knows your name.
That was very loud in my ears. That's cool, though.
Normally, you don't hear those notifications,
right.
But because I'm sharing the audio,
the sound, yeah.
No, I love it. That was a fun sound. I really liked it. Real loud, though.
It sounded like a semi truck at first. I forgot that's what it was. I was like, whoa.
We're all like,
yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are happening that I'm super cool with, and like I've not been at that point where I've been like so scared that like I can't handle it. That's not.
Oh yeah, no.
But I also sleep to horror movies, so it's gonna take
this
lot.
This whole aesthetic is my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I work in a fucking haunted house, like one of the top haunted houses in the country. Like, so like the I keep coming back to the kid voice, but the kid voice didn't scare me per se, but it's that like, oh shit, that was cool.
Yeah. It was creepy. I do enjoy that. I do. Yeah, because I like when I was a kid, like the first like horror game that like my dad was like, you're not allowed to play this game, was Resident Evil. So of course I snuck downstairs to play Resident Evil, and would just scare the shit out of myself and then go to bed. And I've been doing that ever since. So there's certain things I just cannot like watch. Like I've watched all the Stephen King movies and hate myself for like 6 months because I just start thinking about it and just mind my own business. Like, but what if the plants did kill us? Like they fucking could. Like there's nothing we could do about that. Or like The Mist, that one got me where I was like,
oh my god, The Mist.
I believe that would happen in Washington. It would. The army would do some dumb shit like that. They would. And then I start getting concerned about it. You know?
My thing is like I'm the person that like if I'm watching a horror movie, I'm like, oh, look at that costume. Oh, that's interesting. The set design here, and like, oh, that was a weird kind of turning point. Well, no, I'm the one who's like, I'm like listening to the story. I'm in it for the story. It's like, oh, that's like gratuitous gore. I don't care about that, whatever. And then like, and if I'm in a haunted house, like I'm like, oh man, look how they did that. Look at that animatronic. It's so cool. Oh man, your costume is so great. I'm just like running around.
Listen,
a kid in the candy store.
Convention, my son wanted to go to. Okay, so my oldest son is autistic, and he's a lot like me. He's like an adrenaline junkie. Like he likes to be scared. One of the games we play in the house is hide and scare. We turn off all the lights and then we hide, and then we give the youngest one the flashlight because he's just useless. And then they run around the house like looking for us, and we just scare the shit out of them. I don't know, it's kind of fucked up, but they love it. My oldest wanted to go into a haunted house at one of the conventions that we were at last year, 2 years ago, and I was like, you know what? Sure, let's do this. He was 4.
It's okay.
He loved it. He was just like, whoa! Oh, you're really scary. I was like, the fuck is that?
That's so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah. And how it's just like chilling.
Thank you for that subscription, Fallen King.
Like that one.
I feel like you're gonna have to
on every time.
Yeah, so we're all just gonna have to start jamming out every time that happens.
There's a different audio thing for each thing. So like the follows get their own audio thing, and then that was a subscription, so you get to celebrate, you know. And
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone subscribe just to see us dance
Right now.
like that every time.
You're on Amazon. It's free. You have to do it every. Oh.
No,
That's a follow.
That's a different one.
Can't jam out to that.
Hey! It's our buddy, I think.
Buddy.
I think it's Kaz that just joined. Thank you, friendo.
Kaz.
It's either Kaz or Lance. I don't know which
Lance.
one.
I love both of those people.
I
don't
yeah.
either. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
So-
technically.
Kaz and Lance are a part of 20SA with me.
They're delightful.
Yeah, they're great. What were we? We were talking about haunted houses and movies. I am one of those people that will sit down and watch a movie and go, saw that coming. Saw that coming.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So much so that my friend and I were texting while I was first watching Spider-Man Homecoming, and he's like, "Did you know the twist?" And I went, "Of fucking course I knew the twist." And he's like, what a sad existence you must live. And you just see everything. How you must not enjoy life. And I'm
my
like,
husband says the same thing. I'll like something will happen in a movie or something, and I'll like look at my husband. He's like, don't fucking ruin this for me. Just enjoy the show. I'm like, all right. And then when it happens, just like.
My mom also looks at me and goes, "Did you see that coming?" And I'm like, yeah.
Usually, it's a pretty typical setup for the movie.
Yeah, I usually think that I'm pretty good about it, but I know the one thing that stands out to me was when I was watching Sweeney Todd with my mom for the first time. Because she's super chill. She loves watching these movies with me. We watched Sweeney Todd for the first time. She goes, "I think that's his wife," and I'm like, "Nah."
I will often like try and just like don't think about it like that. Like don't. Or like, so yeah, it's hard to do sometimes, especially
at the same time. You can still enjoy the movie if you see the twist coming.
I usually enjoy the movie if I see the twist coming. The twist that I did not see coming was in fucking Parasite. I was like, what?
I've not seen that one yet. You know what really fucked me up? Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, I love that one.
I had no idea what the fuck was happening the entire time. I was like, oh, okay, so it's this.
Thank you for that gift subscription, Fallen King. Thank you very much.
It's just an unspoken thing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we need to dance when this comes on. Everyone's just like, oh, dance, clearly.
Yep. But yeah, it's movies are fun because I often am like, I saw that coming. They're also a movie, like, I have to be paying attention to a movie.
Oh.
I think that gift sub was for me. Hi, thank you.
Oh, cool.
Thank you very much.
There's 5 of them, so we're just gonna have to wait for this.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna go off like 5 times in a row.
Well,
Oh, God.
so usually I have to be paying attention during a movie. Not always, because I watched Shutter Island and went,
Oh yeah.
saw that coming. And my friend was like, that was such a good movie. I was like, it wasn't. I did not enjoy that movie at all.
I am not allowed to watch horror movies with anybody
Why, Joe?
Do
because
you laugh? Are you the
Do you
laughing
punch
guy?
people? Like, cause
no, I generally am the nitpicker, like of the story. Like,
Yep.
that's so
me.
stupid. I would never do that. Why are you running that way? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm like, no, you're about to, don't go, you just close the door. Close the damn door. Just
through
walk
the
out.
door.
Just
Don't go
away.
upstairs.
There's a poltergeist in the house and it took our daughter and flung her across the hallway. I would leave that moment and
What are
burn
you
that
doing
bitch to the ground. Are you fucking
Exactly.
shitting me?
So I first saw I recently just saw the original Poltergeist. My sister and I were watching this movie, and my sister looks at the little girl, looks at me, and then goes, "Did mom plan for you to look like that child?" And I went, "No, but you're not wrong, because I had the blunt bangs, the long blonde hair."
Oh
like,
my God.
Yeah, I will find a picture of me as a small child and send it to you guys, because it's weird how how much I look like that child, and I'm like, ooh boy. Thanks,
So
Mom.
other than Blade and Underworld, Joe,
Oh,
what
yes.
else has inspired you in this game? Oh Jesus!
There's so much.
Kai, do you just have money to spend today?
I'm okay with it.
thank you for those gift subscriptions.
Damn,
Look at that.
son. 49 people.
Oh no, we're gonna have to dance 49 times.
I don't know how to turn off the alert at this point, other than disabling the alerts.
Do you remember when I said Kai was a Chaos Lord?
It's fine.
Are we gonna have to dance 49 times?
Dance comment! Look at this, he's paying us to dance, guys.
I only have one dance, guys. It's gonna get annoying.
We do all different. There's different kinds. Yeah, see. The Macarena, yeah. The cowboy.
Oh my god.
My dog is barking at nothing, and now I'm concerned.
Uh-oh.
So loud.
Pardon me. I'm starting to get to that point where I've had so much coffee today. I'm getting the heartburn.
Oh my gosh.
How do I turn that off? There's gotta be a way to do that. I have no idea how to disable the alerts.
This is how we end the stream.
Something.
Yeah, I was just like, well, good night, everybody.
You broke it.
Alright. Okay, that should be done for you guys.
Okay, yes, but what about you, Joe?
He'll suffer.
Yeah. Like episode 3. I'll just wait
Oh,
for it to
God.
stop.
They can't hear us when we're
Oh,
talking
hear us on
They can
the,
hear you guys.
Not.
Hear us on the.
very well.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
that's true.
Not hear us.
So we'll just wait until the support is done. This is actually probably a good time for me to go get some more water. So I'll be right back.
There we go. I have a pause screen. So we'll
Let's
take a
go
quick
to
break.
pause screen.
Go back.
We'll be right back after these messages from no one.
Okay.
All right, and we're back after our little dance party.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So yeah,
So, send us your questions.
Yeah.
I have a question for the players because
We
the
might have an
last
answer.
2 episodes have been very information dumpy, I guess. You've learned a lot of information. Like, it took several episodes to kind of establish that you're in Barovia, and then you spent some time kind of figuring out where you were going and doing to get into Krezk. And then these last 2 episodes, you've learned a lot of information. Did it feel like that was a lot of like heavy information and there wasn't much time to process it? Or did the flow of everything kind of feel like this was a nice resolution to the work that you had put in the other episodes?
It definitely didn't feel like a resolution to anything because we didn't really have a quest that we were trying to do, that we knew that we were trying to do. We knew we were exploring a thing, but like we didn't know what was going to be at the end. We didn't know that Mary was going to give us this like, oh, here's an info dump, which that didn't feel like an info dump. That did feel like, oh, we're finally getting some answers, and yet now we have more questions. Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of that.
but like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like an arc kind of deal.
But I also don't think that's a bad thing. Like,
Right.
No, it was definitely
think-
well placed and timed because we didn't
Mhm.
need
we
Rest.
that. Yeah.
yeah, we also like there's nothing that's been like unsatisfying to me in this game.
Right.
It's actually been not a slow paced game, but not like a bam 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 all this stuff is laid out before us. You're giving us enough freedom to be like, okay, maybe we want to go here, maybe we want to go there.
Mhm.
It's very much like, and I know that wherever we pick you'll be prepared for, because if you weren't prepared for that you'd be like, don't go there. Like, honestly, I don't think that there's been a lot of lore dump that or anything like that feels like it's all this information is weighing down on us. I felt more of a of like, oh, we're getting one step closer to knowing an answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it being recorded is that we can go back. Like, what I intend on doing is going back and writing down more in-depth notes about
Yeah.
what we learned,
Yeah.
I gotta
what we read.
keep making Shiloh's journal, so that's also kind of what I'm doing.
And speaking of journals, I almost forgot again. I keep meaning to do a shout out for the journal that I'm using for Echo. So I've got this journal. It is like a spiral bound kind of thing, so you can add more sections to it. It's a custom journal. See, I got the Barovia Beckons image on it. And it's got like different tabs and stuff. I have like my character sheet, my party members, my spells, my journal, which is where I keep like the things I want to like write down to say later. Session notes, resources, which is actually cool because it's got an extra character sheet and like game resources and stuff. I got this from the Orderly Owl and Blushing Badger on Etsy, and they are awesome. They were super cool about me being like, hey, actually, I have a thing I want to put on the front of this. Can I do that? Because I ordered it right before we started, and the thing hadn't been finished yet. But yeah, it's like super pretty. Like the setup is really nice. Let me find a good picture. Oh, like my journal.
Oh, that's
Super
really
neat.
Yeah.
That is
Like
cool.
there's like the back page of like the grimoire for the spells and stuff.
Yeah, I
Like-
love that.
Yeah, it's super neat, and they have all kinds of other section options as well. They have them for Pathfinder. I want to say they have Call of Cthulhu. They're working on Vampire the Masquerade.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're on Etsy. Order the Owl and Blushing Badger. They're super
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome. Speaking of extra character sheets, we have a question from the chat. Do you guys have backup character ideas like classes and races? Personally, I do not.
Nope.
I will if Shiloh dies, if this is a thing that happens to her, I will have at least a week to come up with something.
Exactly. My thing is, I tend to get so invested in my characters, which is what I want. I don't want a game where I'm switching characters every 5 fucking sessions because we keep dying, because that doesn't seem like it's very fun.
Fulfilling,
first of all. Yeah.
Could be
But,
worse. You could just have your character change classes every 45 freaking days. Ronald.
Shame.
I literally thought you were calling out somebody that starred.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like,
No.
No.
That's definitely something that we did a lot. Our
I think
classes changed a lot.
That's really weird. I've never had another game do that. That's so weird
I've
to
never
me.
had that happen ever, and I've been playing for a while now, so it's definitely something unique for sure.
I think if I were to pick a different class / race, I'd probably go maybe with a genasi of some kind, or a and I don't know what class. I usually stick to like the spoops,
Mm-hmm.
so like a warlock or something.
Now that we've mentioned the Warlock of the Morning Lord, I kind of want to do that, honestly.
That would be
pretty
really cool. That would be a cool one to do. I would probably go maybe fighter. I haven't played a fighter in a hot minute, or a monk.
Not played monk. I've played like everything else, but I have not played a monk.
I've touched a little bit of Warlock because one of my other characters has multi-classed into Warlock. I haven't done Sork. I've done some of these in like one shots and stuff. Like I've done Druid in one shot. It was kind of
Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe trying a cleric the other day. Although there's so many options for cleric, I don't know what I'd start with. But I probably, Tempest. Well, no, there's some good ones for Curse of Strahd. I always come back to like my home game, the characters in my home game.
Yeah. I often I've touched almost every class for D&D except for Paladin and Cleric.
Have you done Artificer?
That's a new one. I'm talking about like standard ones.
Real.
No. Because if we wanted to do that, I've also been a blood hunter several times over. But you're right. I haven't done Artificer yet, but some of the other ones I've done I've done little ones. I'm not a fan as much of like druids or clerics or anything like that.
I forgot druids exist. I haven't played a druid
either. Well, the ones that can do combat and spellcasting are always real tough to me. I've got a better handle on clerics than I do on druids, just because when I play something like that, I feel so scatterbrained. Like I can do this, or I can do this, or I can do this, but I'm only kind of good at some things. So
I've barely played a bard.
I've done bard. I played Ezreal. Ezreal was fun.
Yeah, I'm not good at bard because I'm also one of those people that usually like rushes into games. So playing characters that don't have stacked AC is bad for me.
Yeah, playing wizard has been really interesting this time around because I am used to being at least somewhat melee. That's what I'm trying to kind of get away from as I'm trying to learn to spellcast and trying to learn to spellcast and fight at the same time, also called gishing. I'm trying to learn to gish, and it is tough, but the wizard the wizard casting is like, I've been reading stuff where it's like, you want to be more of a battlefield control. You don't necessarily need to be blasting fireball every round.
I love doing different things in combat. I think there was one time we were playing, we were fighting against some giant thing, and I was a rogue with like a fighter, like 2 fighters, a barbarian, a paladin, and like the rogue. So everyone's like 62 damage, and I was like 20.
Yeah.
25. I'm helping. And I was like, I'm not really doing much of it. I could be doing literally anything else right now because I'm not saying I'm not contributing, but I'm not really contributing. So I was thinking of different things and I was like, yo, I spent 2 turns setting up an entire trap to like get this guy. I was like, I shot him and then I ran over to the barbarian because they were like the next turn behind me. And I handed him I was like, yank this because I can't do it. And he just tripped the motherfucker. He fell down. So then everybody had advantage on him and we just took him out like that. And I was like, I've gotten so much like, hey, you guys do that. I'm going to go search the room. We're still in a fight. No, you're in a fight.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get big parties too. Especially if it's a lot of melee. There's gonna be so much beef. You're not gonna be able to, it's like there's no point. I actually run into that more on the DM side than I do in the player side, because when you have a bunch of characters, party group, then like coming up with a challenging encounter for them is very hard, because either you have to have a whole bunch of like little minions running around, or you got like one big guy and a bunch of little minions, and like you got to keep track of all their shit.
And if you got to do too, though, like my favorite combat is when it's not just about beat the bad guy, it's more about get this thing from this side of the room to the other, or protect the baby. Like,
exactly.
You don't necessarily have to fight this guy, you just have to figure out how to get across the river. You know, that takes it to a whole different level of like, I think we've done that before. We had to protect as many civilians as we could to get them all out, and it was really shitty because like every minute that went by, like another tier of like where we were fell down. So there is literally no going back now, and we're fucked with like 50 people.
Oh my gosh.
And a really pissed off like fire giant or something crazy. And it was a lot going on, and it wasn't a lot of us fighting, more of just defense.
Trying to get things,
and trying to get people out, and like, how can we barricade? God damn it.
No, stop talking, Kat.
And the thing I've been looking into also recently is like, you know, there's actually something that my friend pointed out. There's a blog called "The Monsters Know What They're Doing."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I just ran an encounter from Curse of Strahd where it didn't it wasn't as big and flashy as they thought it was going to be, and it didn't last as long as they thought it would. And 2 of them got away because they have an ability that lets them just flip out of existence essentially and run. And they managed to get out of their protective, out of their barriers and stuff, and they just bipped out, and they only managed to kill one of them. And I'm like, you guys killed one of them and fucked up their whole group. They're gonna cut and run. Like, I hate that this turned out to not be the combat you thought it was gonna be, but they're gonna get the fuck out.
And they'll come get you later.
That's gonna happen no matter what. Like,
oh yeah, they're gonna come
because back. you have to remember that so many things have self-preservation in their heads. Because, they're not just gonna keep fighting until they die.
Like, undead are one thing. Zombies that are being sent to kill you, okay. Wolves that are being commanded to kill you, okay. Whatever. Yeah. But like, these things, like, you ambushed them. They weren't asking for a fight. They're just like, bitches.
And I do love the tactics of like what different animals, or not animals, but creatures would do. You know, like what like goblins would do versus, you know, like bugbears. Or if there's a mix of them, how it would change in like the hierarchy, and it just kind of adds more of that flavor in, and you're just like, you know, when you go to combat, everyone's brain goes, math. Okay, I hit the thing.
Exactly. Especially back in the day, if you played like Pathfinder 3.5 or especially 4E.
I was just gonna say 4E is just basically a freaking video game where you do the math.
Yeah, exactly.
4E is Voldemort. We don't mention.
Exactly. No one talks 4E. About 4E.
Yeah. Nope. No one talks
about it. There was a 4th edition? Huh.
Weird. It did just skip to 5? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any plans for guests to appear, Joe? That was a question from the chat.
So, yes. I have actually planned on guest appearances from day 1.
Oh.
And now that we are kind of establishing where we're at in Barovia and some things have been dropped, the opportunity to guest is looming strong.
Ooh.
So,
I am
yes.
both exciting and terrified. Any guests coming soon, like chat just asked?
Yeah, actually, provided that the schedule works out, here in season 2, you might see 2 or 3 of them.
Ooh,
neat.
Fun.
I'm still trying to figure out the logistics.
It's just Joe with another kind of
The camera's from the other side of the room, so he has to like turn and look at it.
I actually have 3 cameras, so that's not a bad idea
he
for
has,
NPCs.
Like a cutout of his face looking forward, so when he turns his head, it looks like he's looking forward.
It's his kids. That's my guess. The tiny ones.
They're gonna be our villains when we come out of Barovia.
Oh, they will be
the halflings.
Legit, my children wanted to play the children in the thing, and I kind of shied away from that for 2 reasons. One,
they all died.
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen at first.
I just killed my own kids.
I would have been so upset too.
My oldest is kind of unpredictable with where he's at night.
Oh, okay.
And my youngest is kind of, I'm not quite sure she's ready for that kind of thing yet.
Understandable. Also, this is a horror game where the three of us do not have children-like languages.
Yeah.
They they do
I have
watch
children,
the
I'm just
stream
like-
on YouTube, so
I understand, but I would feel less comfortable cursing while they were on the
At a kid.
Yeah. Like,
Meanwhile, I'm like at the playground. Come here. Where's your fucking mom? Yeah. Where's she at? She's not watching you beat the shit out of my kid, and I'm over it. Where's your mom?
well, yeah. Well, I'm not a parent, so I'm not willing to curse in front of other people's kids.
I just do it on accident.
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
There was a
I think that's where
12-year-old
I'm at
my
this point. Is it just doesn't filter anymore? Like,
Yeah. I was
It's
in the
understandable.
military.
It's your own kids. Like
Mhm.
when it's your own kids, it's different. Last Drawlicon that we had in person, there was a 12-year-old at our table, and I'm like, I apologize for what you might hear.
is that the kid that was running around by himself?
No, his uncle was
Okay.
with him.
There was
Yeah.
one child that we could not find the mother. Apparently she
What?
dropped it. Yeah. Even though we had it posted that if you were under 18, you had to be accompanied by an
Yeah.
adult.
No, he was with his uncle because his uncle was at the table with us, and super cool because I looked at him and I went, I apologize for what you're about to hear come out of my mouth. And the uncle goes, don't tell your mom and dad. I went, good man.
Yeah, all our stuff's labeled mature.
Yeah,
So,
but it's still a different situation if you're
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Like that's just who I am. But as the night goes on and it gets later and later, my filter goes
yeah,
away.
I don't even have a filter anymore.
I don't either. It's so bad at work. I'm just like, I'm talking on the phone to a customer. I'm just like, that word almost came out of my mouth.
I already said you're fucking welcome in an email today. So
Yeah, I said I shit the thing down to my son at school, and I was like, I meant shut. Well,
At least that's a typo, though.
yeah.
I mean, the U and the I is next to each other. It's just I was using swipe,
I
so
mean-
it just automatically knew what I was.
Yeah.
It just sensed. I mean, I work at a t-shirt place, and you know how often we accidentally type in t-shits? Custom t-shits.
Custom t-shirts. We had a song that for our choir called Stronger with Time, and we had t-shirts printed and it said Stronger with Tim. Good thing we had a Tim in our
Who's Tim?
choir. It was really funny.
Stronger with tip.
So,
What about you, Joe? What is your favorite or worst moments for you as the DM?
I think, I don't know if it's my favorite, but the moment that I first used the Strahd laugh, the look
yeah.
on your faces was like, yes, payoff.
Yes. Such a good feeling.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
When
Yeah.
you drop some knowledge on a player and they're just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
That hurt my heart. A dead baby, though? Really? Like, I don't
not specified.
Their
The
cat
words
goes.
dead baby were not actually said.
Their cat goes being louder than her mic.
Too loud to hear, yeah.
Oh,
I was like, what?
You'll find
What
out a
are
lot
you
more
doing?
about that in season 2, depending on the direction you take and who you talk to.
oh, okay.
That's still my favorite meme that I
I'm-
made. Who are my parents? Who are my
Yeah,
We
I
have
think
a lot of
I
that.
think that's what I'm looking forward to the most is the players following those breadcrumbs from season 1 to find out how they're tied to Barovia, because I really liked the backstories that you guys came up with, and I wanted to use those and not just be like, okay, well, that happened in Faerun and now you're in a different demiplane, so it has nothing to do with
Right.
this.
Because
Yeah.
it's so easy to do that with Strahd, but it doesn't make it as fun. It doesn't make it as memorable. It doesn't make it as investing.
Mhm.
Like,
I agree. It's It's very interesting how you're tying everybody's backstory into. I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yes, and a lot of season 1, to kind of clarify, because we had Vex involved with the Thunder Peak, and people imagined that she was possibly Tatiana reincarnated. We established off stream that that's not the case, and the way we established that was that her backstory was a raid happened on her town, and she was the sole survivor of the court of, what was it called?
The Undying.
Yeah, Court of the Undying,
Yes.
which happened to be in Barovia in operation, which Victor is a member of.
Yes.
So the thing where, and possibly her, was more directed at the sole survivor of that raid and him hunting her down that way.
I was about to say, so Strahd was involved in her being the survivor, so he recognized her, which is why he said possibly her.
Right.
Why he looked familiar to her.
Right.
So I think Kat and I are laughing at this. Somebody just asked in the chat, who does the group think will confess first, Ivan or Shiloh?
Take it to their grave.
Oh no. Oh gosh, I don't know. So I think it'll be Shiloh, if only because Ivan won't really know how to address those feelings. Like, especially not in words. Like, he might
Shiloh can?
Well, he might acknowledge, like, oh yeah, I really like her. I really like, she's one of my favorite people.
Totally my friend.
But he may not be able to like word that out. I feel like Shiloh's gonna be the one who's actually there, who's like, oh shit. Oh no. Now,
Ivan's
whether or not
the dumb, oblivious boy.
Yeah.
I think Ivan has already confessed by action.
It's going to be one of those where Shiloh's like, hey, Ivan, I really like you. And he's like, oh, I like you too.
Yeah, but I really like you. I really like you too.
Oh, yes, you're one of my favorite
like
people
more
to
than
hang out with.
friends, like family.
Ouch!
Shiloh just like turned.
Not like a sister, right? No. No, not like that. No.
So what's real fun though is, and I don't think a lot of people have caught it, was the fact that like Ivan invited Shiloh back home
to meet his parents.
To meet his parents, which
guys, look what I brought. Isn't this
look
neat?
what I brought. Shiloh's just like,
there's a language barrier. Fuck off.
DB, you and I both did that turn at the exact same time.
No, Ivan, no, it's who? Like, you're gonna meet his speech teacher, like, no.
it's who, buddy?
Who?
I am not a what, I am a who. Who? Echo in the background. Who?
The chat goes, I saw that, and it was one of the reasons why I thought you were dating. So the fun fact about their love too is not like Kat and I did not talk about this. Not at all. It just
happened.
It just happened.
It's the best.
At one point, Savannah and I were talking, and I go, I kind of ship them.
And I'm like, I do too.
No, but the thing was, is me being who I am, and I'm very bad at knowing like what other people are thinking when it comes to relationships. I was like, what if Kat isn't intentionally like, this is not where the like?
No, I wasn't.
But it'll come
But
to,
it's funny.
It'll come to like Shiloh going, oh, I love you, and Ivan's like, I love you too, as a friend.
Bro.
No,
I really don't. I honestly don't know. I wouldn't say I don't think Ivan thinks that way. It's just more like she's like one of the first females like outside of his village or his family that he's had extensive time with. So it's more about like, I want to make friends and you just happen to be female, but you also happen to like vibe with them. And by vibe, I mean, we just yell at each other a lot. It's kind of like, like third grade, like, oh, like you're like that, no way.
Oh. But
Girls
you
have
might.
girls have cuties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna like drop a bomb on you, like, oh yeah, no, when I get back home, like I have an arranged marriage.
Oh God, that would be awful.
Or like he brings you guys home, and like,
Joe,
all right,
no.
so here's your wife. I was like, my what? Oh God, it would be really funny though.
Shiloh would murder her. Murder her for love.
I was gonna like, that's like my best friend since I was like little.
It's like a Simba and Nala situation.
And heartbroken and got through Barovia, was gonna live a
That's
peaceful
it.
life. Now my
Snap.
man's getting married to someone else. Sorry, just saw the chat and it goes, Strahd will
From-
confess first.
To who though?
Go.
I wanted to kill you all from the beginning.
So that is one bit of information that we did learn in season 1. Strahd didn't bring the group to Barovia.
Right.
Oh,
So-
man.
It was Mary, yeah?
It was Mary.
Yeah.
Kind of. Mary is the one that physically gathered the information and brought you.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge accepted.
It may not have been her power that brought us in,
Right.
Right.
but she was the reason why we came in.
Right.
We'll probably find out who that was.
That is
She did mention that Fleur is the one that she
Right.
got the information from.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how you figured out where the Vistani's camp is at, which is on the island.
Please do not punch the actors.
Please don't punch the actors.
That was a good line.
That was a
Yeah,
good
those are my
line.
favorites too.
Oh,
Yeah, guys, I don't know. Everything's competitive with Ivan too. That's the other one. It's super competitive.
Shiloh can out like
He's gonna be real butthurt, bro. He's gonna be real fucking butthurt.
oh my gosh.
Let me ask you, we're going to kind of wrap this up here because it's 11:16, but
Okay.
I'm going to go through and ask each of you to kind of give a little bit about your character that hasn't, not like a secret or anything, but a little bit about your character, like maybe it's your character's favorite food or favorite color, just something that we haven't really established, but that kind of develops your character a little bit more. So what's one thing about Shiloh that we don't know yet?
So
That she doesn't know yet.
no, because I don't know what Shiloh doesn't know either. Because I went, here you go, Joe, have fun.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for that here in
I
season
don't
2.
care. It's
Oh,
great.
no.
I'm ready for it. I'm pumped. Shiloh might not be, but I am. So Shiloh, something that like really hasn't come into like everything. Shiloh has the haunted one background, which means occasionally she hears voices in her head. And she, like, I did write this in her backstory, but it's not like shown up. I think it's something that she deals with internally more so. And I think sometimes it comes in the form of nightmares. It comes in the form of like just psychologically not knowing what's really going on with herself. So one of the reasons that she even left Umbra is she heard inside herself was, you will be the reason they die. And she's like, bye. Great. Because she would have been perfectly okay staying there and not knowing who she was. Like, Joe, I saw the notebook.
I saw that, but
But yeah, so there we go for Shiloh.
All right, schizophrenia, cool.
Not.
So
but
what
okay.
about Echo? What's something about Echo that hasn't really come up but is a big part of the character? Not like any
So-
super secrets, but
yeah. No, so I think and a lot of stuff kind of won't come out about Echo because of Echo's communication like disconnect there. Just it's harder to like just talk about yourself when you can only repeat what other people say. But so and the last bit when we got like that lore dump, everyone found out that Echo was bought by Justinia. And so Echo's thing was that they were raised as an assistant. So their entire like part of the reason why they're so helpful, why they know all these things, they know how to do the magic, they know how to read these languages and stuff, is because they were raised as an assistant to Justinia, to help with research, to help with transcribing, to help just do chores, to run errands and that sort of thing. So that's like So Echo's never really had like a friend group. Echo's not really had like a family beyond Justinia. So Echo's a little bit naive to a point.
I love Echo.
Love Echo too.
Naivete in Barovia. Let's see how many more seasons that lasts for.
Well, and the thing is like everyone else is like, oh my god, this is so awful, everything, and Echo's just like, I got books,
I got what I wanted out of this.
right? And it was like, this straw guy's so bad, and Echo's like, you haven't done anything to me. I got books.
Fair enough. That's a true neutral. Right
And
there.
like the whole deal with the Barovia Z and learning who killed Justinia and this kind of stuff. Echo so far doesn't want revenge right now. Echo just wants to know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
What about Ivan?
Ivan has spent most of his life going by the name Aros. He grew up in a human village, more or less Vikings, and he's got 2 older sisters. They basically started over, like they were like, yeah, our children are now out of the house, and like his father comes home with the baby. He's like, we're starting over.
Well,
Here's the boy we always wanted.
I feel like your mom was like, you always wanted.
You wanted this. I did not want this.
yeah.
But yeah, he kind of had to grow up a little bullied, being a half elf, and just having a lot of rumors about kind of the Jon Snow approach, like your dad cheated on your mom.
Rude.
Yeah, rude. But yeah, he was actually left at 18 and had been traveling alone for about 2 years until he met up with the group, trying to he went through various caravans and
Shit, we're
jobs
young.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it always ends up happening.
Yeah.
It's when, it's like, all right, Pokemon, you're 9 years old, get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah.
I always enjoy finding someone who plays like a character that's like 30 and above, or like equivalent of 30 and above. It's like, oh well, why are they leaving? What happened? What have they seen in their past? It's really, really interesting.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, language. That's what I did want to talk about. I wanted to clarify because I do have my notes here. So like Ivan knows Common, he knows Dwarvish, he knows Elvish, he knows Giant and Sylvan.
Damn.
And then his
Wow.
own. I told you, he's not dumb. He just talks dumb.
He's dumb woke.
He does a lot of dumb shit. Well, the thing is too, like Elvish and Dwarvish are written, like the written language is the same, so it'd be easier. Like he can read it, he might not be able to speak it as well.
Yeah.
Because I do love, like, when you have a lot of languages like that, it's like you're not perfect in everything. So, and I don't speak fluently 3 different languages, but I speak English and Spanish fluently. Hi, Heidi. This is her butthole. And so Common was a lot. So he learned to speak it. Reading and writing, he had more of a harder time with it. So that's why it's like he kind of can read. He understands. He's just like on like a 3rd grade level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's been a big thing of like being conscious of like, oh, he wouldn't know that word, or he wouldn't understand that idiom, stuff like that.
Y'all, it has been so refreshing playing an intelligent character who takes notes, because like most of the time my characters will take notes. Like they at least keep a journal. Oslo has the ledger because Oslo is the Bank of Oslo for the group. Like usually they keep some form of notes, but like being like so tuned in normally doesn't happen. And so for Echo to actually have the intelligence to keep track of this stuff and keep copious notes about everything is so refreshing, because I don't have to be like, oh, but they don't remember that. Oh, but they don't know that. Oh, but they're not going to connect those two things.
That's refreshing. There's so many things where I'm just like, I was like, Ivan wouldn't put those things together. Like, why would he? Like, there's a certain things where I was like,
Or where
I don't know
if
that.
I as a player know it, I can at least ask to be like, hey, can I make a history check to see if Echo also knows that? Because that's feasible.
Yes.
Because they're actually educated, unlike every other character I play.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, one last question for each of you.
Okay.
What is your favorite phrase or quote from season 1?
Oh,
see.
come
You
on.
have to pick just one.
I've seen some shit. Hands down my faves.
I actually really like, I just do what I'm told.
Yeah.
I've been able to keep using it.
No.
Shame
Those
them.
Dougisms. What about you?
There's been so many little quotes. I don't know that I could pick one. Blush is a good one.
Hey, now I love it.
I can't. There was one episode, I don't remember, but one of you got me so good I spit took. I was doing the coffee and somebody said something. I can't remember what it was though, and it got me so good. The timing was perfect, and I just
We
I
just,
have to
we
go
just
back
gotta
and
go back
remember.
through all those episodes.
Yeah.
and figure out which one that
We
was.
gotta binge it all to find it.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Well, since oh, go ahead.
I would like to promote some stuff for our show, Joe.
Go
And
for it.
Nerd Asylum, period. So, we've talked about merchandise a little bit. So, if you like my shirt, the Suddenly Dog, if you like Cat or Joe's sweater, or the poster behind me and Joe, you can see his better than mine, or even my cup, or the journal,
Or Joe's cup.
or Joe's
Oh,
cup,
yeah.
all of the things.
Mhm.
The journal of Barovia. You can go to thenerdasylum.com/store where you can find this merch and much, much more. You can also start following this show on Instagram, as we have opened up a Barovia Beckons Instagram where we will be posting art and other things. So check us out.
Yeah, check us out, guys. And
Keep
you
an eye out for
also-
new stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it. I was
Always.
just gonna say all the new stuff. Also, guys, if we can get and hit our goal before the end of the year, I will do a cosplay workout video as Ivan.
Yes.
That is happening.
Is that the total goal, the 2,500?
Yep, I think we
Okay.
can. We can totally hit it before Christmas.
Just keep hitting that stride.
Oh God, I don't wanna.
I'm gonna get
so
buff.
He's gonna be part of the party by the end of this.
with that, I'm going to notate that the secret phrase for the giveaway. Shit, it just left me. Train derailed.
That's it. Shit, it left me.
That'll work. Shit, it left me. So, the secret phrase is shit, it left me. Jump in the Discord and type in shit, it left me
my
to
God,
be
that's so
entered
funny.
into the awesome. There's going to be several winners. So, if you're not a part of the Discord, I can't remember how to send links.
I don't either, Joe. That's one thing I cannot help with.
Here it is. Okay. Welcome. There's the link. If you're not a part of the Discord, I will drop a link in the Twitch chat, and you can join the Discord and then join the Barovian fans and label yourself a Barovian, and then find the hidden chat. And where's the Twitch? Over here.
Which screen is
Too
it?
many screens.
There you go. There's the
many
Discord link.
screens.
And type in
Too
shit
many
it left me
screens.
as the secret phrase and be entered in for all these amazing prizes. If anybody else has anything else they would like to plug, we can go ahead and do that. No? Okay. We did update. Check out the nerdasylum.com because all our shows now have an About the Cast, as well as all the previous episodes and the latest episode updated on the website. So the nerdasylum.com is your one-stop shop for everything we do.
Nice.
Check out all the other stuff too,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Sunrunners on Sunday, guys.
Follow Doug
Space
as
opera.
he pops into everyone's different games.
It's true.
If
Yeah.
this doesn't happen now, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Doug is now a multiverse character. We just have to have him everywhere now.
I'm gonna make a Doug plushie just for you.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I do still sleep with Slushy.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this recap. Again, we'll be off next week, but then join us September 3rd as we start Season 2, Episode 1 of Barovia Beckons. Everyone have a fantastic night.
Bye, guys.
Eat the stream.
Eat the
Eat
stream.
the stream.
Eat the stream.
Under raging storm clouds, Count Strahd van Zarovich stands silhouetted against the ancient walls of Castle Ravenloft. Rumbling thunder pounds the castle spires. The wind howling surges as he turns his gaze down to Barovia. Only the vibrato of a hauntingly beautiful voice dancing on the wind and the rain fills the midnight air. The master of Castle Ravenloft is having guests for dinner, and you, our viewers, are all invited. Prepare yourselves for an adventure you will never forget.